Pangu playing for DavE. DavE, honestly, currently being the ranked number 4 team in the league, and Method being ranked number 5. So it's a 2-2 record for DavE and a 2-1 record for Method. So actually pretty close to teams. Also, if you look at the rounds for and the rounds against, rounds for DavE is 46, rounds for Method 44, and against it's 46 and 37. So they're pretty close to each other actually.
Yeah, it's certainly one to look for. As looking down the player stats, you can see on your screen, of course, this is Pengu's first outing for DavE eSports within the main weeks of play. I think he played a lot in the qualifiers, but this is first outing in the main weeks. And as he's a bit of a no-name player, we don't really know what to expect from him. So we'll have to wait and see what it is he surprises us with.
Yeah, no-name player.
But we can go and have a look at their opponents, of course, and see who it is over there. Methods lineup today being Jugger, Tangy D, Tank Ninjas, Cactus, and Meads. And unlike last week, Tangy D is actually going to show up and play today. Last week we had him on the graphic, but at the last minute they had to switch him out, so we'll actually get to see him in action this time around. And this is Meads' first outing for them as well, going by his statistics. Another player who a lot of players that have been around the top level of European ranked and European semi-professional games so far will be recognizing and will know the names. So be exciting and interesting to see how he shapes up here.
Actually, I think we did saw Meads the last time playing, so I'm not quite sure why we do not have any stats for him, but that's just me thinking we saw him. Anyway, let's head to the map bans for the second matchup real quick. It is DavE eSports, of course, banning first, and as their first ban, they decided to ban Chalet. Method following with a bank ban, DavE, Sky, and Oregon as the last ban for Method.
So, interesting selection. It leaves us with Coastline, Border, and Consulate. The question is, what order does it go in? It'll be interesting to see how these guys play these maps, because they are all incredibly skilled players mechanically, but it comes down to how do they play as a team. Method being, of course, a team. The DavE eSports lineup being a little bit more of a mixed setup, of course. Penta, Pengu not being on this roster full time, and a couple of the other guys just being more loose and flexible players that aren't on full-time rosters. So we'll see how their strategies shape up in relation to that, and whether Method's superior control and consistency can perhaps overcome it. But as the picks therefore go through on your screen, Coastline first, Border second, and if we need it, Consulate will be our decider. So we can get straight into the operator bans. I believe our players want to get going as soon as possible, and we'll see who they start with, being a Ying ban first, and our second attacker ban shortly following it going to be Glaz. Interesting to see. We don't see that in any of our previous games this week or even the ones I cast last week, but it is a big high profile pick at the higher tiers of play. We saw it at the most recent season finals. A lot of Glaz came through, so taking him off the picture. And then Vigil and Pulse, two of the strongest rumors, of course, to come out of the recent meta and out of the recent patch, to see then where it is players choose to put him.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Vigil ban, of course, not a big surprise to all of us. Is currently one of the strongest defenders, I'd say. Weapon-wise,
yep,
at least.
Definitely so.
Also, he can waste a lot of time, so no surprise. It's a little bit surprising to see the Glass. However, we've seen a lot of good Glass play over the CCS League in Europe so far.
Glaz is a very strong operator in this current meta, being able to see through the smokes, being able to get those bright yellow notifications, and just being able to do a lot of damage. He can be a strong fragging operator right up front to help break in and crack open bomb sites where there's not a lot you can do against him other than blindly spray through smoke. So getting him out of the way means things will be a little bit easier to understand, easier to follow for the defending team, especially as Ying is gone as well. So of course you don't have her Candelas and smoke grenades. Oh well, Candelas are now a Claymore to follow it all up.
As we say that, we will go right into map number 1 of Coastline between Method and DavE eSports, with Method attacking first, of course, 5 times in a row, and for that reason also DavE defending 5 times in a row now. We will see DavE go in blue bar. Sunrise bar is their first pick. Pretty interesting. Oh no, they're contesting it right now. They decide to go kitchen service entrance rather than blue bar. So definitely, yeah, they're trying to throw off the opponents, I want to say.
Yeah, immediately different set of operators picked by the attacking team here than what we saw in our last round between Ouroboros and Boost. We're seeing Jackal brought to the table by Jugger. That'll help them track and keep an eye on roamers. A lot of a lot easier. Sorry, than Ouroboros and Boost had. Also seeing them bring the Zofia to the table too, so that extra long-range breach potential without having the Ash there, but with having the concussion ability still on the table means they get a little bit more utility out of an operator that does a similar role.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So we will have a pretty basic mirror strat coming in that connector room, I want to say. Early right now in another position,
5
but
seconds remaining.
I think the reinforcements from the bandit charges kind of say he's going to put the mirrors there.
Attackers
Not
recover
quite
the
correct.
diffuser.
He's going to put the
Attackers
first
are moving
mirror
to
in
defuse a bomb.
office. Use it to kind of hold down the sunrise bar. Tango's playing momentarily with his stock. And actually, the Hibanas are also pushing in the direction.
Yeah. So it's a slow approach to the building then from the attacking team as they use their drones to keep an eye on where the defenders inside are sitting. They've got a bit of information and they're slowly forcing them back just by pre-firing and poking their heads in different doorways and different angles. But so far they haven't done anything to really disrupt and move them away from those spots. The angle's still being held by the defenders as the attacking team looking for their perfect opportunity to get that first opening kill and that first big impact play.
Jugger on the Jackal together with Tangy D now looking to enter the office. Sophia using her charges to destroy the first set of barbed wire. Now it's stun grenades with the EE1D being popped. Ferry uses his first smoke grenade. However, I want to say, yeah, Jugger, the Jackal rushes in, gets one onto Feral, so that's a smoke early off the board. He could only use one of the smoke grenades. However, Dirty gets one onto Tank.
Yep, Dougie with the elbow Pengu onto that staircase, gets Tank, who was trying to cut off the retreat. You see that Tangy got to this window and could see a player retreating out of the sunrise bar from that position. Couldn't get the kill onto him. Tank was on the staircase, tried to get the kill instead, but Doki and Pengu were there to shut him down instead. Jugger stays alive and will continue to push forward then with Tangy on that mirror window to provide cover. They knew Bandit was still in this spot and they drone him out to make sure of it. Lion's second charge has been used and it does get down into a prone position, but Valkyrie gets down in prone position, but gets the kill onto Meads just in time before the Lion charge triggered. And now it's still alive deep in that room and going to be something that the attackers have to deal with. Dearly Die shoots Jugger in the back as he was trying to focus on the Valkyrie. Meanwhile, Cactus is trying to keep her pinned down on in there too, and he has to deal with Pengu in his backside.
Pengu now finally finding the frag on the Cactus, leaving Tangy D on the Sophia. And in 1 versus 4 sees a Valkyrie, however, Zach gets the frag onto Tangy. So that's the first round for DavE eSports. They're currently up 1-0. And what a great defending round as well.
It's a great defense, as you said, because they stuck those 2 players inside the sunrise bar. But as they had to fall back, their fallback routes, instead of being open and exposed, they had another 2 players waiting there in Doki and Pengu. As soon as they knew the attackers were all coming from what was largely one direction, one side of the map, they had no one on the other side of kitchen. They could rotate around that way and help support it from that angle. And that's so much easier for them to trade those kills back, or in the cases that it was with Tank Ninjas, just straight get the kill and shut him out before and keeping the defender alive.
For the second defense, we will now see the blue bar sunrise bar. Pretty interesting because in the last defense we saw kind of everything happened around blue and sunrise bar. So it's interesting to see how they're going to defend it this time. However, it looks like pretty common setup early there with the mirror, going to do a mirror window into the blue bar most likely. Trying to play behind that spot. Might want to have somebody playing up in hookah at that hatch.
I'm sure they'll put some roomers upstairs as well. They want to, of course, get those batteries down so they can get the windows down and keep them safe for a while as well. And of course, keep the windows until the last possible second, just in case there's a twitch on the pitch that kick him off his drones at the last second if needs be, and keep those window positions just a little bit more of a secret for as long as they can.
Of course, Ying would have been a great asset to that attacking round. I want to say that's probably one of the best sides to use Ying for. Ying band is another thing we will see in this map. Tango playing on the hallway next to the blue stairs, trying to contest the hookah lounge. Tango meets Line and the Hibana now moving towards the VIP balcony. Cactus trying to see anybody in the office. However, yeah, Farrell's playing in there actually, so same position he played last time. Early Arrow gets the opening frag onto Jugger, so that's a Jackal off the board. That's a great frag for Dirty early on in the round.
Yeah, it's an important one for the defenders to get. We talked about how important it is for the attackers to keep as many people alive later into round as possible in this current setup of the game. But losing that one early on is going to make that tough to deal with. Tangy D gets one in return though, takes the Valkyrie out of the picture this time, so they are back onto even footing. Sees the Jaeger at the cool vibe stairs, but can't land the killing blow that's needed. Pengu on that Jaeger this time escapes away to safety. He's up here with him.
Baron the same, actually deciding to rotate away this time, so smart play by him, not trying to contest that office for too long. Last time he died pretty early. It's important to have those smoke grenades in the last few seconds of the round.
As they hold these tight angles now, looking for the push. Pengu knows they're above him, but he doesn't want to go too much further up. He knows he's got them pinned. Tangy's got the hatch open, is looking down through it as best he can, and has Cactus now coming in to help him, but the hole is already made below that doorway, so it's cautious. Needs takes Pengu down then on the staircase as Pengu pushes up aggressively as the Lion Charge gets used. That gives Meads a position to rotate down onto the stairs, and the numbers advantage head over to the attackers. Meads on that staircase gets Dearly Die as he moves towards those mirror windows, so that position is now open and exposed again as well. Feral tags Doki as he's trying to rotate back towards the site. Doki trying to play that mirror window, gets chopped down from above by Tangy D, and Method only have to find one more player here to lock this in. Not sure if they know exactly where he is, but it should be an easy peasy job.
Trying to spot the Lion, I want to say, on the blue stairs. Meads peeks around, gets an easy frag onto Feral, so that's actually the first round for Method. They're tying the score 1-1, and a really great attack round, way better than the round before.
Yep, definitely so. Despite losing that man early on, they still had much better positioning there. They weren't losing people to trade kills. They were picking up the defenders and isolating them in 1v1 situations, and as a result they do get granted and gifted that round as a victory to secure it.
Felt really methodical this time from Method, actually.
Oh, you had to, didn't you? You really needed to.
Last time they kind of, it felt like they kind of just walking around.
Attackers need to locate and
find the
defuse
enemies.
as many
This
bombs
time
as they can.
It felt like way more methodical, just a lot slower. How it worked out for them. I have to say that we will head to round number 3. And that's the first penthouse and perimeter defense coming from DavE eSports.
Yeah, so we'll see how the attack shapes up and going this way. Method's attack has lost the Jackal as a weapon mother and has replaced it with the Ash on Jugger, so we'll see how they choose to use it. With both the Zephyr and the Ash, they could easily get underneath to take out the default mirror windows. The standard plant spots are being shotgunned away here by Feral as well, so we'll see if they run anyone downstairs on the defensive team here from DavE eSports, if they use those holes already, or if they stay not. Feral's looking for an aggressive peek out of this default window. No one heading anywhere close to that angle though. They're coming closely up underneath him, and he will not be contested or worried about.
Feral so far being really aggressive early on with that smoke, something we usually see in the Latam region, actually, speaking about like ESL Pro League. However, it didn't quite pay off for him yet.
A bomb has been
No,
located.
he did a little bit of work in a couple of previous rounds, but it's not been game changing. We'll see now what it becomes here as Jugger is journeying himself through the aquarium and through that side. There is a player waiting for him at the far end. He spots Dearly Die, keeps his drone alive. Dearly Die was on the camera that was here inside the aquarium. So we'll see if he no, doesn't go back to that. He falls back to his mirror windows in sight. It's the first Lion Charge comes out. Biggest difference I'm seeing here from the Method team to what we saw from Ouroboros and Boost is they're using their Lion Charges much more early in the round, not waiting for the last moments as it was used earlier on.
So the attackers now kind of spread out a little bit. See Hibana on the bathroom hatch, and the others on either VIP or the aquarium side, I want to say. Not a whole lot of progression from the attackers so far. Hibana now decided also to move back to the roof again. The only real attacker trying to contest the defenders right now is Tiny, probably inside of VIP. However, it's facing a reinforced wall, so he's kind of moving on to Hall of Fame, trying to hold an angle. Tags now joining him in VIP, so there are 2 people there now. However, they cannot open up the VIP wall just yet. Since
It doesn't look like they're doing a whole lot at the moment, but they are aggressively pushing the defenders back towards the site. So the defenders are being moved away from their spots. They're being corralled into the objective here. So while there's not a lot of kills happening, the clock is burning down, they are starting to lock these players into some very tight positions. Ash is underneath this hatch and sees the bandit for the first kill of the round. Doki being the man to fall to Jugger. Tangy is very, very low. Needs to be careful next to that electric wall. But Pengu is rotating himself into the bathroom. The wall is getting crocked on open by Tangy. He doesn't have a lot of help. There's the dock, and he gets the kill. Pengu doesn't manage to get a single bullet off towards Tangy. And now the defenders are down to 3. They're losing a lot of health on Zach. He stays alive, but Cactus nades out Feral. 2 defenders left alive. Make that 1 now as Zach drops down below. Dearly Die, the last man behind the window, is getting concussed to high heaven by the Zofia. The diffuser still actually quite a way away, as Tank Ninjas has it at the moment, but they know where Dearly Die is behind this mirror window. They're just keeping him pinned on in here with all 5 players alive. There's the diffuser going down successfully. There's him being picked off. And despite a boring to watch first 2 minutes of that round, that was beautifully played by Method to pin in and lock down all the members of the defending team in sight and then pick them off one by one.
This felt so smooth, actually. As you just said, it was kind of boring to watch first half of the round. However, the finish off, like, it was a flawless round, I want to say, from Method. They just got one frag after the other. A little bit unfortunate for Durley to not see, or Doki, I believe, was the bandit, to not see the Ash playing in the kitchen underneath. So she kind of started off all of that 5 kills in a row. So really, really good attacking round from Method, as you just said. So we will head into round number 4. And we will just see Penthouse and Theater once again. So what do you think DavE eSports are trying to change up this time? Because operator-wise, they changed a little. They now have Feral on the Valkyrie instead of the Smoke. And they also do not have a reason anymore. They decided to go with Ella and Mute, and so also top of Dark. So kind of switched up their entire operator selection this time.
I think they're looking to be a little bit more aggressive in the defense this round. They didn't get the kills they needed to early in that last round. The positions where they were playing, they need to kill a player before they fall back. As it was, they just fell back without any kills. They need to be a little bit more in your face. They need to get those targets before being forced out of their positions.
5 seconds left.
And I think Doki has been trying to play a bit more on site with the bandit. It's not working. Giving him the Ella now, he might run around like a bit more of a lunatic to try and pick up those early kills instead.
Also, the Mute kind of tried to deny the intel to the attackers. We saw a lot of droning from Method actually going on, and a lot of good droning. So the Mute actually a good call from Pengu to take the Mute, trying to deny those drone games. And of course, the Feral on the Valkyrie have some more intel on the actual attackers. As we say that the first E1D actually being popped, so they're looking to aggressively enter the building, I want to say right now. We have Sophia already on the hookah balcony, Meets trying to drone hookah out. They do spot Dearly on the bandit, so he's not kind of trapped in the corner of hookah. Sophia looking to go in. Pengu, however, being injured in the process, so they might not know just yet.
Yeah, they don't think they know that they injured him. He's going to get picked up all the same, though. Inside the VIP corridor. Cactus keeping an eye on it. The camera is still there. Can't quite see Cactus, though. There we go. He knows there's people running around underneath it. And there's the detection on Dearly Die. Said he's trying to be more aggressive, trying to be more mobile, but they were ready for him. Cactus gets the kill from the rappel and takes the first one of the round for the attacking team. Looking good for Method again, then. After that first round being a slight hiccup, now they're getting things shaped up. Feral pinned inside VIP, and the position of that EE1D helping out. Doki was being more mobile, gets 1 kill, but is immediately traded back after by Jugger as he takes down Tangy D, because they are playing so tight-knit now as Method. 2v4, one of those 2 being Pengu, but he's already low health thanks to being downed and then revived earlier on.
Pengu now trying to play in the bathroom. Jugger and Tank, however, the Ash and the Hibana.
A bomb has been located.
Actually, they're kind of switching it up. They're now moving into the kitchen, trying to find any potential roamers or want to open up the floorboard from below. Same that Ash did last time, or nobody playing on the spot this time. Tank now looking to further open up the VIP wall in towards the bedroom. Or we still have 2 mirror windows from Zack and Tia. They're trying to contest set approach. Jugger beautiful now, trying to deny the rotation or any potential rotations from the defenders in towards the B-bomb side. They're slowly building themselves up to push. Still 35 seconds left. This is looking very good for Method still.
They don't seem to know where these last 2 defenders are exactly. I think they're confident there's one behind the mirror window. They didn't know Pengu was in here. He stands up and gets 1. Looks for the diffuser man. He gets the second one. Tank and Jugger down. 2v2 now. Cactus is repelling on the window, and Pengu knows this. He can hear him. Tangy's looking to come in. Mirror peeks across and does. Sorry, Mead peeks across Mirror takes a lot of damage from it, but with 15 seconds left to go, it's on the attackers here to move, and there's 2 C4s left up. C4 has been pre-placed here by Mirror. She'll blow the hole in the wall as it goes above the door. Mies looks in for her, can't see her, does get her down. Now they're looking for one more player, and he's pinned in the bathroom with a second left to go. He pre-placed it on the window. Pengu holds firm, Cactus will fall. Mies survives the round, but the round goes to the defense on the timer.
Pengu absolutely well played from the bathroom, actually manages to pick up a 3k at the end of the round. And actually comes down to the mute jammer. Actually, they did not have any idea on where those last 2 defenders were playing, and kind of wasted like 35 seconds on just trying to find out or just setting themselves up for their push. Pengu out of the bathroom with a beautiful double kill later on, the 3rd C4 kill. Solo handedly wins. DavE, I want to say, this round.
I think Tank could have stuck the defuse. So when Jugger died from the peak, Tank was still alive for a bit longer and didn't actually die to Pengu until he sat up after coming off the diffuser and then trying to kill Pengu. If he'd have stuck on the defuse, Pengu couldn't actually see his head. Yes, he'd have died the second the defuse finished and it automatically set him up, but at least the diffuser would have been down, and then the emphasis would have been on the defending team to move out to it and to go to the diffuser. That would have been Cactus on that window, would have been a much better spot to deal with Pengu.
And at the same
So
time,
I think
it wouldn't have
maybe
forced the line to actually peek the mirror. So
well, you know, the line wouldn't have had to be the mirror. Line could have stayed in the corridor and cut off Mirror's rotate, right? So
or
the
he could
line
have
would have had
rotated
Mirror's
around
rotate
into
cut off.
VIP and tried to actually hold the
done that
diffuser
too.
down. Yep.
Held it through the hole. So yeah, like that would have been a game or a round changer, I think, in that situation for the attacking team. And I'd be interested to know whether Tank intentionally came off that diffuser there, or if it was something else.
So into round number 5 we go, the last round of this halftime. Actually, I kind of missed where they are defending. Is it kitchen service? Should be kitchen service. Yep, they're going for kitchen once again. We still have Zach playing that exact same position he played the last time they were defending that bomb site. And they're kind of going for the same approach, wanting to enter via office. At least trying to find any roamers or defenders in the office. And we have Doki, we're not peeking yet. And Feral this time on the ally instead of the smoke. So they kind of figured it works out for them going a little bit more aggressive. Jugger and Pengu now trying to spot any defender. Zach being lit up a lot in the process. Gets some assistance from Pengu in the sunrise bar. Sophia now trying to spot the Feral. However, Feral with that elegant gets one onto Tank before Cactus gets one onto Zach. Pengu wanted to meet before Jugger wanted to Feral. Jugger gets a double kill onto Doki as well before Pengu trades yet another onto Cactus, bringing this into a 2 versus 2 really, really quick.
Yeah, everyone going in at the same time, making sure they had one player pinned down each, trades back and forth, making sure they kept every angle they possibly could covered as best they could, try to either get a kill before they can trade it back or trade the aforementioned previous kills, but it ends out in a 2-on-2 stalemate. Pengu is tucked down right next to the window, crouches back. Tank knows he's close. The flashbang's going to land right on top of him. Punches the window open a bit more. Down and prone in the corner. Tank can hear him, and it is an easy kill for him as he's prone around in the corner. Of course, that makes a lot of noise when you're moving around like that. Gives Jugger the safety to move around in Sunrise now. They do need to go and get the diffuser back. He's still outside. They pick it up, but they've got a minute now to 2 versus 1 onto Dearly Die. Dearly Die in the kitchen is now going to be droned out by Jugger and by Tank, who both have drones on the field. Tank loses one to a mute jammer, but I think he got a sight onto Dearly at that point, or at least Jugger did. So now they know where it is he's sitting and where they're going to push from.
Now, with 40 seconds and a 1 versus 2, he still has some potential to clutch this out. However, no mirror window in his favor currently. Jugger and Tank both a little bit unsure what to do, now trying to peek the kitchen window. 30 seconds left now.
I don't think they notice he got across. I think they still think he's deep in. That flashbang won't touch him. They're going to leap through the window. He pre-fires it down. Dilly gets to take that Tank, but he's completely white. Jugger finishes him off while he's flashbanged, and it will be a method round. But Dilly nearly pulled that off.
I kind of think the Hibana flashed herself there. At the same time when she jumped in a little bit too early and was flashed at the same time. However, Dearly being flashed a lot. Jugger managed to get around, get the frag, and with that we do have the first halftime and a pretty balanced score so far. 3 by 2 rounds.
Yeah, definitely an even shape of things at the moment. See how the first round begins then for the Method defense. These teams are closely matched as they sit.
Which also perfectly reflects in their current rank in the CCS league itself.
That is true. That is true.
Defenders,
So
protect
first
your
defending
bombs
round
from being
for
defused by
Method will
attackers.
be kitchen and service as well. And they're going for nothing special
Bomb located by
operator-wise.
attackers.
We also do see an Ella, however, they prefer to play with a smoke and the Jaeger as well. Kinda reject the bandit being played a little bit.
I like that DavE eSports are bringing Dokkaebi instead of Lion. She does a similar job. However, you got to rely on the sound as opposed to the big red markers to detect people. But because hers doesn't time out when you stop, it doesn't run after 3 seconds. If you keep enough pressure on and they don't have a chance to stop that phone ringing, you can track people across the map with the way that rings and the way that noise is following them. So arguably a little bit stronger than the Lion charge.
At the same time, there's not a real counter to Dokkaebi other than mute jammers, and since there's no mute being played for Lion, you can just stand still, as the cool kids say nowadays. And yeah, it would be denied. However, Cactus with a great peek onto Doki gets the Ash off the board early, and that's a great frag in favor of Method.
Yep, that concussion mine placed outside gives him the notification, keeps Ash in a precarious position, and it's a quick flick down to a head for the kill. A great start then, as you say, for the defending Method lineup. It's important to get a kill before you fall back as these roamers when you're playing at this level. Yes, wasting time is nice, but if you're all pinned into the site, as we saw Method do to DavE eSports, once you're all pinned in there, they can pick you off one by one as it is. Yes, he's now inside the site, but he picked off a kill on his way, and there's less attackers for them to deal with.
We have still 2 defenders in the top floor trying to contest the bug of Pango moving in. However, as he jumps down, Tangy spots his rotation into Hall of Fame, and that's what I like there. They're trying to contest the top floor. I'm not quite sure if we've seen something similar coming from DavE. I think when meets with the shotgun of smoke, just denies the bug of Pango before he can open up any further of the floorboard. And it's not dearly having to contest 2 defenders in the top floor and an overall 3 versus 5. Looking pretty good for Method so far. Dirty
DavE now realizing they've got to take control of underneath if they want to make this happen. So rotating down the blue staircase to try and get an angle in towards the kitchen area to get towards these players out. They can't get the top floor. The bomb sites, they've got to be direct. They're starting to do damage to Dearly Die above. They do start punching him and C4ing him, shooting him up from below, but time is running low here for the DavE eSports crew. They need to get a move on to get into this site if they want to get in with time to spare. Dokkaebi call goes out, and the call will delay a couple of the players, but as Zach jumps in through the window, he does get down. Pushing through the door comes Feral. He's got being pinned in the corner, gets one down. Dearly Die takes the kill, but Jugger will trade straight back onto Zach and Feral in one fell swoop. Dearly Die now the only man alive here for DavE eSports against 4 members of Method who are still looking for him. 35 seconds on the clock, but they can hear him and they know where he's coming from. The diffuser is down, and I'm sure they saw it inside the kitchen, and it's a mountain for him to climb to make this work.
Spots the camera with 20 seconds left, as we just said. And the 1v4, Tangy just secures the frag for himself onto the early, the switch down. And yet another win for Method, putting them on a 4-2 lead already. And it kind of felt like after that first round, Method completely changed their way of playing. They lost the first round to DavE, and since then they completely changed up their way of playing. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think that first round woke Method up, and they're now playing like a team. They're playing more regimented, they're playing more organized, and that is how you beat a team like DavE eSports. That's how you overcome their flexibility and their randomness, so to speak, and it's working out very well for Method right now. If they keep it up, they should wrap out this map probably in a 6-3, maybe a 6-2 scoreline as things unfold. Then they, of course, have to switch over to Border, which is Method's pick. This coastline choice was that made by DavE eSports.
Arguably, DavE pretty strong on Border as well. So
that's true. Again, when you're at this level, the map pick and who picks it rarely makes an impact, but it's worth pointing out.
But what we've seen so far a lot in CCS, actually interesting to point out, usually the map that you pick, you lose. That's what we've seen a lot so far. So we've seen a lot of teams winning on not their map picks, but the other teams or opponent teams' map pick. So I don't know why, but pretty interesting to point out anyway. Next defending round, round number 7. Method now trying to defend the top floor of Penthouse and Theater. Let's see. Doki last time died on a VIP balcony after just like 20 or 30 seconds, I want to say. And they're actually going for the same approach. Zach already on the VIP balcony, starting to drone out together with Feral. They actually spot that nobody playing in Penthouse. We have Pengu already rappelling at the B window.
Why did they not reinforce that VIP wall? I wonder if that's a mistake or if it's intentional here by Method. I'm going to go ahead and say intentional because they do, as I said, seem to be playing very regimented and very proper right now. So why did you intentionally do that? Let's see. As it is, they seem to be giving up a lot of control for nothing.
When both mirror windows being opened up already, this is a really, really aggressive approach from DavE eSports with Panky getting the first one. Pengu, I want to say, not Panky. Pengu getting the first one onto Tank, so that's a mirror off the board actually as well. Dokubi charges, or Dokubi calls coming in the same second. Tangy, however, gets the trade on a Pengu with a run out, so that's the bug off the board. Tying this man count a little 4 versus 4. Oh, Cactus with a nice frag onto Zach. Before being injured by Doki, I want to say. Meats runs in, gets one onto Farah. Farah gets one onto Meats. Doki one onto Cactus, leaving Method in a 2 versus 2 and 1.5 minutes left. This could go either direction as of right now. And the C4 of Jugger gets one onto Doki, leaving Durley in a 1 versus 2. He's going for the plant. Nice ping from above gives Jugger the ability to kill him through the floorboard. And yet another great defending round from Method after really, really aggressive and I want to say strong start from DavE.
It didn't look good. Didn't look that good for a while there for Method. They had a lot of things lost, a lot of positions open. Losing Tank Ninja from behind that mirror window was not a strong place to be. But as soon as Tangy peeked out from inside and taking down Pengu, things start to swing back their way. Couple of good trades, couple of lucky 1-for-1s where players killed each other, helped them stay in the game, and a great Valkyrie camera at that last second to secure where the plant spot was and get him from below.
So Method already being on map point for map number 1. They're looking really, really strong right now. They are opting to defend Blue and Sunrise Bar now, so they're actually defending the 3 same objectives as DavE eSports did. That's not a surprise on Coastline, since these 3 objectives happen to be the most played ones.
Yeah, that's true.
But we see Cactus bringing a castle into the mix. I don't think we've seen a castle before.
Not from these 2 teams and on this map, no, we haven't. So we'll see if his wall placement makes much of an impact at all. What it does to the attacking team, and if it gets in the way, as this could be the final Coastline round we have today. As Pengu makes his approach towards the wood. Switching up to the Sphere is on him here. It was on Doki, I believe, for a couple of rounds earlier on, and it was on Tangy D, of course, when Method played it. Bell opens up the aquarium door. They are, of course, once again going to take control of upstairs before they go down. Doki catches a Legion mine inside the aquarium door on his way in. Let's pull that out, but it does a few bits of damage on his way through. And here is Method's defense. Oh! Oh, and it downed one more. They don't know that. They know he got 1 kill. They're not going to know it down Doki. They aren't going to be able to get the second kill, though, as Dilly Dye will jump in and revive him.
But that's still 50 HP taken from the Ash of Doki. A great play by Tank. I like how they're trying to contest the top floor. However, as I say, that Pengu finds his first frag in this round onto Jugger. So that's the Jaeger off the board. Tangy D with a nice frag onto Zach. Unfortunately, potatoed there a little bit. Pengu also being low in health. However, gets a second frag of this round onto Tangy. So that's the Legion off the board now as well. 3 versus 3 with approximately 1 minute 45 left. This could still go in either direction.
It could be. Look at the health of the attackers compared to the defenders, and it is heavily in the in the defense favor. Not going to take many bullets from these SMGs to finish off that last little bit of health each of these players have. So we'll see if they can get these kills without contest. Dearly Die using the holes in the floor back against Method to try and spot someone below.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Trying to spot anybody at that hatch, as you just said. Now opting to move towards the blue stairs. Finds one ADS. The attackers are still nice 3 versus 3 with 1 minute left. And pretty low on health, other than Dirly, who still happens to be on 100 HP. Unfortunately, Sophia manages to hit that ADS twice.
They're looking for a mirror window that's underneath, but it's not there. Now they're breach charging the holes instead. Means falling out towards this door. Doki does get the first kill for the attacking team. It's onto Cactus, but Pengal will then quickly fall to Meads. Meads' position is now known, but as one of the lower health players off the way forward here. Shots from above as Tank gets tagged by Doki from up top through the hatch. He does fall back to safety again, though. The drop goes through as Dilly Die finishes off Tank underneath it. Now it's all onto Meads. They know he's in this side room here. The plant's going to go down. He peeks on out to try and bait them. It's raised towards one way, but can't land the killing blow. Does he have an angle on the plant, the diffuser? He does down him and throws a smoke grenade out to finish him off. Now 1v1 with 15 seconds on the clock. Doki versus Meads. Doki's wallbanging through. Meads just got to stay alive. Doki has to plant, remember. He's going to pick up the diffuser, flashbang towards Meads, runs to the room next door, tries to plant it, but he's still in the smoke grenade. And Meads seals the deal and takes Method into map number 2 with a 1-0 lead.
What a clutch from Meads there. 2 smoke grenade kills in a 1 versus 2. A little bit unlucky for Doki there. He wanted to get away from that smoke grenade, however got killed in the last second. So this is
Nice.
map number 1 in favor of Method.
As I said, it took a couple of rounds for Method to really find their groove, but they definitely stepped up.
So we will go for the operator bans real quick before we head into map number 2.
Going to be an interesting one to see what they choose to ban on this next map, but I think it's going to be similar to what we saw on Border. It'd be interesting indeed to see if they let those players through. I think Glads will definitely still be gone because he is an incredibly powerful op on Border as well, especially with the size of some of those maps and some of the bomb sites you can put him in. Then I think the Ying will possibly go too, as she's just so disruptive. But when it comes to the defenders, Vigil and Pulse went before. They would make sense to get rid of them both here as well. But we'll see if it happens. As it is, no, it's Pulse and Valkyrie. So Vigil cuts out of the gate, but again, I don't think he's going to be too much of an issue on this particular map. It's a bit easier to pin and cut down on the roamers rotates, whether you can see them on drones or not. But the Valkyrie cameras definitely make a big impact on a round. So taking her out of the equation so she can't put anything outside, can't give any vision of the attackers to the defenders, makes a big deal.
Talking about that Vigil real quick, we've seen Farrell being pretty strong on the Dokkaebi actually with that SMG 12. So a lot of times people playing Vigil, sometimes also just for the weapons, I want to say. That's at least what I've experienced so far. Of course, having that invisibility factor comes in handy sometimes and is worth denying a lot of time. But we will see a Vigil this time, and we will not have the Valkyrie. We've had some rounds solely being won due to the Valkyrie being played. For example, that round where I want to say, who played Valkyrie the most on Method actually? Was it Meats and the Valkyrie?
I'm honestly not sure. So we'll see where it goes. From what we've seen for Dilly Die, though, they're switching operators around left, right, and center. It doesn't matter the bomb site, doesn't matter the round. They seem to be playing what it is they want here and there. So can't really pick who's going to say what ops on that side at this time. But I say Method definitely have a bit of a rhythm to their things. What they don't have, however, for this particular game is going to be Jugger. They're switching him out, and Kendrew is going to come in his place, which, whatever the reason, is interesting because Jugger was a big part of their last victory, top of the board with 11 kills in that last map, I believe. So we'll see if Kendrew can really step up and fill those shoes as we look forward to getting into map number 2 underway.
So, and as we say that, map number 2 looks pretty ready. All players are in, and we will head into map number 2 of Border. Method currently being 1 map up, having won Coastline just before. Good luck and fun to the teams. And let's see how that goes. We will have Method on attack yet again. I believe they started attack the last time as well.
I believe so.
So we will just see that again. Method on Coastline being really, really methodical other than that first round, and they seem pretty unstoppable, to be honest. They clutched out rounds, they won rounds in a really, really methodical way, and I kind of like that. They seem pretty strong. So let's see if that continues on to border, or if DavE eSports says, nope, this is our map, we will get this.
Yeah, it's definitely one which I think DavE eSports could step up on and could bring it out of the bag. There's a lot more opportunity for surprise and for flexibility and for fast rotates in this map, which is what a team like DavE can really capitalize on. But there are ways to make it more rigid, especially if you're the attacking team. So we'll see if Method can force them into that style of play with their attacks. Where did they attack from? How do they get control? Using that to then lock DavE into the playstyle they want them to be in should help them pick up the early few rounds and potentially set them up for a strong and easy, short defensive side.
So we will see a Capital being brought into the mix. Didn't see a whole lot of Capital on that last map. In fact, we didn't see any Capital on the last map. We still do not have a Ying, so the Capital, I'm not quite sure what his purpose is going to be. Maybe trying to deny mirror windows or anything like that.
He may be underneath. They may make some holes from below with someone and use Capital to firebolt people off. You may be able to get some tight angles. Tangy, though, gets the first kill onto Zach early on. Takes that bandit out of the picture from inside CCTV. There's one more in there, though. It's the Vigils. They, of course, won't be able to drone him, but they're going to have an idea as they can now get a man on every window. That is pinging a couple of spots for them. Doki is at a far distance. They are trying to firebolt him away. He does take a lot of damage. He's incredibly low. He tries to make a move. Meads picks off Doki, who tried to peek out and save Dillydie from the man on the window. Feral, though, does the job that Doki was trying to do and brings Dillydie back into the site and to safety before he quickly gets downed by his teammate for the revive. However, the teammate that downed him is now being shot from below. Can't do the revive himself, so has to bring Pengu over to help out. The attack is shaping up to come over this A side, and DavE eSports have rotated everyone over here, but it is 4v3.
Cactus actually managed to get that mirror window, so this is pretty good for the attacker so far, with also being in a 4-3-man advantage. Ash now trying to deny those maybe bandit charges. Yep, there's still bandit charges left, so that they can open up the left wall. They still do have a thermite.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
That's what's going to happen here momentarily.
There's a bandit still prone behind the door. He gets out to the barbed wire. It's Pengu. It's Legion, sorry, and he picks up the kill onto Cactus's Twitch. Legion might not go out through the open mirror window. They still can't plant on that wall. There's the lion charge. Don't know why they didn't use that as they were creeping towards the window. To be fair, that would have stopped the Legion in his tracks, but doesn't matter as Kendra gets him now. Pengu out of the picture. Man advantage still now with Method. 3 versus 2 though, as they do finally get that wall open with a minute on the clock. Feral picks up the kill onto Mead and evens things back out into 2v2, but I think Blind spraying him through that wall, as now everyone is on this side of the map looking for the hole. Dillydie half health down in the corner, sees one and cuts Kendra to pieces. Now it's all onto Tank. Is he still getting sprayed blindly through the wall by Feral? He opens up a proper hole now to see as much as he wants and sits behind the bomb.
Feral using yet another smoke grenade. Tank now trying to find the vigil of Dearly. He spots his head, gets the frag onto Dearly. However, as he sees Feral with the SMG-11, gets the frag onto Tank. And that's a close, but a good round for DavE eSports.
Yeah, nicely done by Feral to hold firm and get that second quick important kill. There was a moment where Feral might have been able to do it, but unfortunately it was not the case. They did get inside though, fairly effectively. Just a couple of last-minute trades where they didn't know where these players were. Dillydie crouched in that corner. The only way to know he was there was him picking up that kill, and Pengu getting a couple of uncontested kills too. But we'll see whether they can mix things back up on this next round now.
Dearly actually was in a pretty good position that he managed to rotate back with, I want to say, 5 HP the last round. It was a great use from Tank on the Capital with those fireballs. However, they just let him slip through. They had a strong start, but couldn't secure the round. And so this is DavE eSports looking pretty strong so far on border. I'm interested in how this goes further with defending the basement now. They are trying to contest the top floor, however, with a mirror window placed in Fountain, I want to say. Some rotation holes and the castle to castle off the bathroom, for example.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
So they're playing a widespread up this hole, but also having CCTV opened up, I want to say.
Yeah, let's see where the push comes from them from Method. They had an okay job taking CCTV last time, but they went otherwise directly for the site. This looks like our observer's having issues. Yep.
Ooh, no.
Either the server went down or our observer's having moments, but we'll get that fixed and resolved as fast as we can for you guys back on in. Don't know how we're gonna. Let's check Med's production chat. How do we
continue?
Well, more to the point, do we know if that round's still going? And if so, we can of course report the score as best we can. If not, of course, we'll have to reset and talk to the teams and get word from our admin. But I think our best course of action, unless it's a quick response from our production team, is a short advert break while we figure out exactly what's going on.
Yep, we will do that here momentarily, so sorry for the inconvenience actually, nothing we could change right now. We will head into a quick little break, I want to say 5 to 10 minutes max, and we'll be right back with DavE eSports for Method.
We did just get word from our production that the whole thing's dropped, so that round's not playing out. We're not missing any action. It is still 1-0. That round had barely begun. We'll talk to the admins about what exactly the call is. I'm not sure if I saw the timer, whether it was within the 15-second window or not. But yeah, we'll get the game back up and running, get you guys into that action as soon as we can.
Yep, so stick around, we'll be right back. are back, everybody. We're still on border. Method versus DavE eSports, with DavE eSports having won the first round, now in their second defending round. Opting to go ventilation room workshop again. They picked the same operators as the last time since we rehosted that round.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
So let's see how that goes. The last time they were kind of approaching from the east side. The rehost does not prevent them from changing up their attacking strategy, however. So let's see what they do.
Yep, see where they go. Bombs are the same in there. Well, previously, before they got ripped away from it unfairly, they have been attacking from the eastern side of the map. We'll see if that's still the same shape. Pengu's made a rotate hole into that bathroom and then casted it off. Pretty standard way to play and place castle there. Upstairs though, again, pretty standard to bring the mirror, put a couple of windows, put a couple of holes in the floor and help the team out from above. And I'd be very intrigued to see once again how, as you mentioned previously, how they use this Capital, because he's got a good weapon these days, but his Firebolt is something which we don't see too many teams utilize when attacking this specific site from this specific direction. So I'm intrigued to see what it is Method have planned for that.
Usually, as you say, Capital is somebody you'll see a lot together with a Ying, probably. However, with Ying being banned, we will not see that. The Capital Fireball helped them a little bit in the last attacking round. However, Dearly, who actually got hit by the Firebolts by both of them, managed to rotate around. So
yeah, he managed to survive, so it wasn't really working out for him. Oh, that's painful. Tank gets one. Team kills Kendrian, but he does get the second one in Doki, so it ultimately all works out okay. He then falls straight back out to safety there, but Pengu gets around to hold the angle. Dearly Die takes down Cactus before getting detected. Pengu was marked on a drone before Tank came around the corner, so he manages to save himself from that pressure too. Tank with the fire onto Dearly Die through the corner. I think that was a wallbang, his fourth kill of this round, leaving Pengu the last man upstairs. He gets drone, so falls down to below. Now it's Pengu and Zach down below on the site underneath. Shots kind of start raining in onto Zach from above by Tangy. Pengu's in the bathroom now, right below the hatch that Tangy just used. Tank's upstairs and can get towards the other side. Here's the line charge coming out. Pengu gets underneath that hatch. He surprises Tank, who will fall straight into his fire. Pengu still pinned in an unknown position. It moves again as soon as the line charge finishes. Firebolts go out in one direction. Method need to slow this down. They don't know where he is, and they could be pushing straight into him. Meads goes onto his drone. He knows it. Pengu pushes for him. Gets the kill. 1 versus 1. It comes back on into the other side. Here's the drop come through in the room next to him. He's about to possibly 1v3 this. It's Tangy D versus Pengu. Pengu planting in the corner, and he's done it. Pengu 1v3's Method. And shuts down Tangy D for the final kill.
I'm not quite sure why Method did that. They had over 1 minute and 30 seconds, in fact, and it kind of seemed like they were just jumping in, going in with a little luck. Maybe we spotted where he is.
Yeah, I think that was a fair bit of overconfidence on Method's part there. In that, hey, we're up 4 versus 2. Let's just go. Oh, we got one more guy. Let's, it's 4 versus 1. Let's just charge at him. Ah, crap. We didn't lion in time. He's moved to a spot we didn't know about. Now we've lost him again because we've run out of lions. Let's drone him a bit. Oh, he's moved and he killed us on a drone. Like, just needed to slow down for a minute, regroup. If you all pushed through the same way, they'd have been able to trade him with enough kills and we wouldn't be able to cut everyone down, but they went 1 by 1 from 3 random directions and Pengu read them like a book.
Yeah, definitely great individual play coming from Pengu there, and overconfidence, nothing you should show against a player like Pengu at all. He's really, really good in those 1v3 situations. He wins these.
So, as the DavE eSports squad set down their defenses upstairs once again, the round takes shape. They did have 3 players, I think it was 2 or 3 players in CCTV office the last defense. They lost one of them very early on. The other one was Dearly Die. As you mentioned, he got firebolted but didn't die to it. This time they're not putting anyone in there permanently as far as I can see. No, it seems to be open. And the attacking team are using this to quickly get up on the rappels and up on the walls early on.
So a little bit of a slower start this time for Method. Last time they decided just to push into Armory. However, with Armory being the actual objective itself, that's not going to happen. At least not that early. You see a pretty similar setup from the defenders, however, Doki. No, Dirty's still on the Vigil, never mind. I'm not quite sure. Method actually trying to enter CCTV, starting to drone, having a line. Tango with a great rotational, almost spots the line of meats, however, he successfully enters into CCTV before doing so. Tank uses his first asphyxiating bolt to deny the run out, and Tank actually opening up the double wall with his thermite, so that was well played. It's so confusing, two TANs. It's Tangy and Tank, of course. So Tangy being on that Capital, not Tank, I'm sorry.
Yeah. The first kill comes on in. It's Dearly Die onto Tank Ninjas. There you go. You can get less confused by the TANs. But Doki will get the second one onto the other TAN as Tangy D will fall before Doki gets traded back by Kendra for the first kill on the attacking side. Twitch out on this west balcony now has Feral with his scope, pinning him down on in. Dearly Die drops everyone in. Feral gets one, Zach gets the other, and it's now all onto Kendra. Repel out on this balcony to get this round. It looks like it'll be another one for DavE eSports then, as they are staring down the 3-0 lead marker. Kendra does repel down and get Dearly Die from below though. He's got a chance. Could he pull off the reverse of Pengu's 1v3 here? As he's coming up that metal staircase, he stands in Elysian Mine, so they'll hear him. Pengu peeks on out, sprays through the door, but it's a bit too high. Pengu peeks again just as Kendra looks away. He does flick around. Pengu spray, team kills Zach. Right up through the metal corridor, through the metal detectors. Kendra's coming in through the barbed wire. Pengu hears it, and there's an easy kill for him onto Kendra from behind the bomb to get 3-0 lead for DavE eSports.
A little bit unfortunate of a team kill there, however, no worries for Pengu as he finishes the round himself. So I'm not quite sure what to say about that round, looking from the point of view of Method. They actually managed to open up the armory wall, however, then got just killed by peek outs from the defenders actually. They were like a little bit clogged up outside of that armory double wall, and as soon as that was open, actually it kind of felt like that was going in the wrong direction. They all just got killed by peek outs from the defenders there.
Yep, similar as that. They didn't lock the defenders into those locations. They opened up these angles for them, and then the defenders just peeked out and won their firefights. They were more accurate, they were confident with their shots, and they landed the headshots they needed. And the attacking team weren't there to trade it back, or they weren't strong enough in their own aim or their own firefighting to save themselves before that happened. And yeah, each time a defender stuck his head out, he got a kill.
Yep. And to be fair, they still had the mirror window up and running, I believe.
Yeah, they did, exactly.
So
So
actually
the Twitch drones were unsuccessful in getting in there.
They had a pretty good position actually whenever that armory wall got opened up. So looking into the next defensive round, I believe it's the basement yet again.
There's no basement on board.
The lower floor. It's the ventilation armory. No, not ventilation. It's ventilation and workshop. That's it.
Workshop, yep.
It's workshop and ventilation again, and a pretty same setup like the last time they were defending that, I want to say.
Pretty similar, yeah. Lots of players upstairs, players that are there to slow down and be a nuisance to and delay the attacking team. The drones come on in. Pichu takes that one out before making a move. The window gets sprayed open and he dodges away from those bullets with relative ease. But he doesn't get to open that hatch as I think he originally wanted to with his impact nade. Falls back to the mirror window though, and will now sit there and hold it until the attackers come on in. Peeks on out to kill out that drone. Would have liked to see someone on Method already have repelled in and maybe using the holes in the wall against him to kill him when he goes for that drone, but instead he gets another one for free and then moves forward before the oil spray starts to come in. More shots come battling down. They do pin him down and punish him for this drone hunt, and he will fall as the first casualty of this round.
So the first E1D actually not really successful other than getting that frag on Durley.
So the E1D, their success was it stopped anyone backing up Dearly Die. So anyone that was going to come perhaps to trade him or to help him out was no longer able to move because of the E1D. If they kept coming, they'd have been spotted and easily cut down by someone else on non-method. So it doesn't look like it did a whole lot, but actuality, it did.
Feral, however, finds the first frag for his team onto Tank. Ooh, and he gets another one onto Meat, so that's the line and the thermite off the board. I'm not sure if the hatches and ventilation are already opened up. However, as I say that, Tangy finds his frag onto Pengu. Cactus another 1 on 2 Zac, so that's Method down at 3 versus 2 with still 1 minute left. Oh, Cactus with another nice frag onto Fair, leaving Doki in a 1 versus 3 with still 1 minute left. This looks like an exact repetition of the last time they were attacking. Hopefully they do not throw it away like last time.
I don't think Doki's quite on Pengu's level of 1v3, so we'll see how this goes. But they are looking a bit more stacked up this time. Doki does get the first kill onto Cactus this time. Now let's see where the others go. Kendru's going to drop straight through the hatch. Doki heard that. As a looking to push through. The second one drops as well. Millimeters away from seeing them. He peeks on out and sees one more. Sprays but misses. It's Zofia that's now holding the angle. Takes the shot. Doki gets across the gap. Pushes in behind him. Still very low. Does get the second one onto Tangy D. Kendru came off the prom. Doki pulls it off.
As I said.
Method. What is going on this map?
This is deja vu right now. Method yet again unable to finish against a single defender. And it kind of started off the same. We just saw Cactus on the buck, I want to say, running around in the top floor, not really looking for any rotations from the defenders. And they should have expected that, since Pengu did the exact same thing the last time they were trying to take that round.
That time they played it a bit smarter. If they played it like they did against Pengu there, then played that like they did against Pengu, they got away with it because they were sitting on top of each other. They would have been able to trade back one of the kills that happened. However, that situation, they stayed close together, at least those final two did, but couldn't land the shots that we needed. The crouch across the doorway that Tangy had pinned in, that Doki should not have been able to get across there and push him. He should have been dead the second he stepped out, but the shots just weren't there for Method.
To be honest, it's a nice idea to say let's have one planting, and the Sophia's kind of trying to bait the bandit or wasting his time. However, she was in a pretty unfortunate spot, and I think she got surprised by Doki just pushing inside of workshop and getting the frag on her. Actually, I want to say with that much time left in 2 versus 1, why not try to pin him down from 2 different angles at the same time?
Yeah, we'll see that. As it's the last round of this half, then heading into now 4 rounds to nothing in favor of DavE. If we go to a third and final map, it's Consulate, if memory serves.
It is in fact Consulate.
Yep, so if that's correct, the way these teams have been playing, it should be a very explosive map. That's one which really fits Dave's style. So we'll see how they play it, but we've got to get Method out of this one first. There's still a chance of them turning it all around, especially once they get a defensive side. Maybe they can get one of these rounds here and attack to make it count, but if they're going to do that, this has to be the one.
This could easily be a 2-2 score right now.
It should be a 2-2 score right now. Method have thrown 2 rounds away. Should have been there.
Farrell with the great peek actually finds the injure onto Kendra before Pangu from above with the FMG9, interestingly, on the smoke. Finishes off Kendra, so that's the Ash off the board early. Farrell with another C4 onto Tangy D manages to kill the Capitao, so that's a 3 versus 5 after just 1 minute already. Doki finds yet another one onto Meats, so that's just 2 attackers left before Tank finally finds the first frag for his team onto Doki, leaving them in a 2 versus 4.
It's another uphill battle then for Method to make this count. Pengu does get the kill onto Cactus, rocking that FMG, as you say. It's strange, but it is a fantastic weapon. Tank gets another kill onto Dearly Diet to now put him in a 1v3. Time for him to step up, potentially pull this out for his team. The mirror window reveals his movements. Farrell spots him. Pengu comes on around the corner. Neither player deals the killing blow, but both are so incredibly low. Dearly Diet on the bandit in that office site is looking for him. Pengu does fall down to Tank without dealing another point of damage. Tank on a single HP right now. Needs to avoid any kind of lesion mine, but Farrell's got a bullet with his name on it and will rock it out and rock this half down 5-0 in favor of DavE eSports.
So DavE eSports being absolutely dominant on defense so far. However, as you said, this halftime's over. They will move to defense now. However, they will have 4 consecutive match points right now if Method would manage to finally start winning rounds on border as well.
Yeah.
So DavE in a pretty good position right now, also momentum-wise.
Kendru's playing his mind out, by the way. He's, I think, 2nd on the scoreboard right now. We just saw it there. He started this, of course, thanks to the disconnect in the team kill round at like -420 points. So to then get back up to 2nd on Okay, he's second from bottom still. He's like essentially sitting on
Attackers need to
600
locate
points
and defuse
and
bombs.
should be second on the board if you had that 420 that he lost to his team. Kendra doing all he can, but it's not quite enough right now.
Hang actually on a solid 6 frags, at least 1 frag per round.
Yeah, but that's not quite enough with the way things are going right now. And as he's playing the Thermite, he's not meant to be a fragger until his jobs are done. And at this point, his jobs are being done and the rest of his team are all dead. So the frags are coming in when there's nothing that can really be done to capitalize on them. So we'll see if that can change now that they're on defense. Switching things up now for the hold on this Armory Lockers location is
Interestingly, Feral deciding to go for the Blitz, actually a pretty fitting operator in terms of taking that office, trying to contest that office mirror window. So right now it's not been on that direction, so they might want to just use him as a living drone or as a roam clear device, so to speak. But that's the first Blitz appearance overall in this matchup so far.
Yeah, I think they're going to use him to push into A because you can so easily cut off the A side of the site once you just get through this doorway, and using that blitz to get through that doorway can be incredibly powerful. The west main door is opened up and that's the breach in, but Tang gets the kill onto Pengu right after he does it. There's Feral. Oh, the hipfire headshot takes Tang down. That's going to be a painful spot for Tank Ninjas to play. The battery juggling is going in, the flashbangs are coming through, the smoke grenades are there as well. Blitz is using it to punch the doors open. Getting locked outside, taking a bit of damage, more smoke grenades come out. Blitz is pinned in the corner now. He has more hipfire's attempts, but Feral's taking more and more damage as he goes. Not sure why he's not taking any damage right now, must be a spectator issue. Spray comes through from Meads onto some players, but not dealing serious damage. Down from below though, they managed to down Cactus. Doki's Ash went down underneath and finished off that bandit. They pick him up, but nowhere for capitalizing on this from DavE, as they do get him back to his feet.
Cactus are trying to spot the Ash of Doki. Arrow misses her rotation. Feral, Zack, and Durley now trying to rotate towards the office. And Durley and Doki, the Ash and the Lion together in the hallway. So Durley finds the first one onto Cactus before Tangy trades the kill onto Zack. That's the Thermite off the board now as well. Oh, Feral with yet another hipfire kill onto Kendrew. Feral absolutely great right now on the Blitz. Durley finds another one to Meads, leaving Tangy in a 1 versus 3 with 1 minute left. This is looking really, really good for DavE eSports right now.
It is. He's going to drop through the hatch. He's got Legion Mans in the doorway. They're unaware of exactly where he went. Actually, I think they did hear him drop. They did. Feral tries to hip fire over the edge. He's incredibly low right now as Blitz. The breach is thrown underneath. Hang uses an impact nade to do it. He's now 1v3, and we've seen how these go, but DavE are on the receiving end of it this time. I'm not sure they're going to make the same mistakes that Method had. They are holding firm. They've got the plant down. Tangy gets cut off as he rotates up the metal stairs. Blitz is playing the mirror window, waiting for him to come through. We've already seen 2 hipfire headshots from Feral. Tangy comes back to the metal detectors. He knows he's not getting past his own mirror window. Refires around and away. Jumps on into the small office. Looks for the kill onto Lion. He gets it. Dearly Die falls. Doki now the Ash left with the Blitz. Blitz is low. The mine goes out. Destroys his own mine with that impact nade. Doesn't know where the Ash is right now. The Blitz is still hanging on the doorway. The Blitz will fall. Ash still unknown. The diffuser though is right in the other bomb site. Now he's aware. And with that, we're going to head to map number 3.
And what a 6-0 from DavE eSports. Of course, 2 rounds should have gone into favor of Method, as we've already pointed out a lot of time during this matchup. However, really, really strong and completely different from DavE eSports than we've seen in map number 1 Coastline.
Yeah, a very different story, and I honestly feel like that may be what we're about to see from Consulate. The Consulate plays in a very similar fashion to how we just saw Water go down. So that may be something that Method have to consider on their setups for that round. We will of course have to go through another set of plans, I believe. We're going to figure out who's on what sides as well. So we'll see how that shapes up after this short 5-minute.
Welcome back, everybody, to this best of 3 matchup between DavE eSports and Method. Right now, the current map win score is 1-1, so both teams having one map each. We will head on to map number 3 of Consulate momentarily. So before we do that, we have to have a quick look into the operator bans, however. And
be interesting to see what these end up with. As I said, it plays similarly here to Border, so we'll see if the bans end up being the same thing. Don't expect to see Glaz going in at all. But no, actually, Glaz is going to be allowed in place of a Blackbeard ban. Ying been banned the entire tournament, or entire 3 series of games so far. But yeah, Blackbeard being taken away because, of course, his position on that B window or on that A balcony or connect window, whatever, can be incredibly hard to dislodge. Valkyrie, of course, as well, provides a lot of power to the defending team. And then Vigil as the final ban to shape up map number 3.
Yep, and map number 3 should be ready anytime soon. We just need to wait for the players to ready up before we go into Consulate.
Yep, I think the players are ready, so we can start right now and get this underway. Good luck, of course, to everyone. It all comes down to this one game apiece so far. Let's head into Consulate. It's going to be fun to see again how the strategies work out on here. It's a map which really does fit DavE's playstyle, but it's a map where a team that has a solid pre-planned and thought out strategy can still dominate. So we'll see what Method have up their sleeves for it and whether or not it's enough to stop what DavE are going to bring.
So interestingly, DavE on attack first this time. On both of the other maps we saw Method attacking first 5 times consecutively, so kind of interested what this will bring us, with DavE being in their attacks first. We will see that top floor, the standard top floor defense coming from Method.
See how they do shape it up. They've brought a castle to the mix, so I expect we'll see a castle barricade across that big B diagonal doorway. There is a smoke already making the rotate hole in and around that angle, so that should still give them access to that B site once they castle it off. Dokkaebi is once again in the mix here for the DavE attacking lineup. As I said, it's a similar role to Lion, but does it slightly better in my opinion, especially on this map where the movement options for the defending team are so limited when that ring starts to go off and when you've got your positions on the windows.
We do see an IQ, interestingly, with Valkyrie being banned, so I only imagine that's maybe to try counter a Pulse or a Legion. Usually we do see an IQ trying to find any Valkyrie cameras, however with Valkyrie...
I think that's what he's doing because he's an idiot and he doesn't realize she's banned. Because you look at him there looking at the tree. He was looking for Valkyrie cameras, yeah. So we'll see what he finds on the inside and when they get up there. But he might catch a sight of a couple of Legion mines that could help them out or surprise them, but we'll see. As it is at the moment, he's repelling on the 2 big B windows and checking in there with his ACOG scope. Ooh, awkward. Meads is waiting for him inside that window and is immediately 1 kill in the bag then for Method as they take down the IQ off that B window. And that provides a lot of map control, as we mentioned, for the defending team. So, for the attacking team. So now that they don't have to worry about that so much, it's going to be much more comfortable inside that B site.
DB still happens to be in the actual basement this time, since we do have a basement in Consulate. Farah does not notice with Tangy on the pulse being downstairs. Tango finds the first frag for his team onto Mead, so that's a Legion off the board now as well. Couldn't use all of 7 of his charges. Kendra now trying to contest whoever's playing on the Visa stairs there. The Thermite I want to say. I know it's actually Pengu under Hibana right now.
Oh, the call's gone out that he's close. Pengu got spotted by the heartbeat sensor from Pulse. So the smoke switched to his shotgun. Kendra though goes to stay safe as Feral now switches to the A windows on the rappel. Opens up the window from the balcony. Smoke moves around to behind the bomb. He's trying to stay mobile, but also he's getting surrounded from all angles. The drones come in and spot him. Stays behind the desk this one. Pengu comes in and pre-fires him down and he's killed off, but Cactus immediately trades him back from a very nice angle in the bathroom. Dilly Dither's on the connector window and he takes down Tank, who's dancing around in front of that wall. 2 versus 3 in favor of the attackers as the smoke comes out to pin Tangy D away from that staircase. Inside the A site now, the plant's going down by the A bomb. Tangy still has his C4. Sprints on in, looks for the planter, can't find him. Plant will go through. He doesn't seem to realize he's still inside the room with him. He's right behind the table, and Feral picks off the kill onto Tangy right as Zach finishes off Cactus. And even though one of the attackers was downed, making that a 2v2, it does go over to DavE eSports.
Didn't Tangy have his C4 left? Did he use it already?
He did, yes. He didn't use it.
He didn't use it.
I thought he was just going to throw it in towards the bomb as well, as soon as he realized he was safe from the right-hand side, but he didn't. He sprinted in instead.
So many things he could have done there. He could have either played from below. He could have actually, from his position, through the smoke grenade, try and use his cardiac sensor there. I'm pretty sure he would have spotted Feral planting. Or just, like, throw the C4 in. Like, if you end up not using it at all, then just use it with a gamble, I guess.
Yeah, at that point in the round, even if you just throw it in to scare him off the plant, perhaps it would help, or at least squish him up so that when you do go in afterwards, he's not in a good state, or he's a bit concussed, or at that stage in the game. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Just throwing it in blindly would have helped him.
He had a lot of potential actually denying that plant. However, it didn't happen. With that, we have DavE eSports on a 1-0 lead on Consulate so far. They'll have Method in their second defending round, trying the exact same thing, trying to defend the top floor.
As they look to hold firm this time around, they're bringing the same operators they did previously. Doki is once again on the IQ, so clearly got another plan for it other than just the options that we saw earlier on.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Tank, interestingly, on the dock. No, he was on the dock before, so they're actually the exact same operators for both of the teams. We have Doki yet again on the IQ, so I'm not quite sure if he actually by this time realized that well.
I think he just won the grenades this time, to be fair. Like, it
could be an issue.
Yes, we saw him look at that tree when he was the IQ, but it was more of a reflex of, I should look at this tree, I'm IQ.
Yep.
Valkyrie and no Valkyrie, but now they're bringing him to the other side of the map, and the grenade is looking at pinning down Tank in the corner. Tank overhealed himself, but he didn't actually take any damage from that grenade. Now his phone's ringing there. They can double check he's there, and they had a drone to see it, so they know exactly where he is. They just need to try and shift him from that position. They do repel in as he's answering his phone. It's an easy kill for Doki. I don't think Tank heard him repel in. I think he thought he had more time than he did, perhaps. As IQ now continues to push down the main corridor. His Cactus will trade him out quickly, though, after taking half of his health and damage before the push continues.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
So Zach already in the hallway by the soda machine right now. Moving further towards the flag, trying to spot Cactus, which is playing in the bathroom, and Cactus totally surprised by Zach. Zach ends up getting a double kill. Dirty gets another one onto Meats before Zach is being finally injured. Tangy finally uses his C4, gets a frag onto Dirty before being traded by Pangu, so that's the second round for DavE eSports. And what an attacking round that was.
Just going for the surprise factor here, DavE now just sprinting on in, running past places that they don't have control over, running straight at operators that are holding the angle, or a slightly different one at the least, just to make them jump, and it's working out for them. And then, as you say, Zach being able to get that one kill on the cast in the bathroom before spinning around and helping his team cut to pieces the A bomb site really did seal that round.
Yeah, Cactus completely being unaware of the fact that Zach's already pushing. I'm not quite sure if they had any cameras left alive.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And we head into the next defending round. Method now trying to defend the garage and the basement. And we still have the same operator lineup for the attackers. However, a lot of switches on the defensive side of things.
Just then begins his reinforcement all over again. Dearly Die did zap him once. He's now waiting and will save his drone for later on, of course. They want to try and make sure there's no bandit batteries on that wall. They will want to open it up, whether they're coming in from that way or not. Just having it open provides a lot of options for the attacking team. Even if there's just one man out there with an ACOG, he can do a lot of work.
5 seconds left.
So
attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers objective
And
is
actually
to
using
defuse the
his
bomb.
Legion Mines there in Visa a little bit, trying to deny a aggressive Visa push, but as it looks, the attackers are not opting for that right now. They're rather going for the standard, kind of standard, we'll take Visa and open up the floorboard approach. However, they don't really have anything to open up the floorboard, so at this point I think they just want to go for the hatches maybe. They brought Tibana and the
Attackers dropped
thermite.
the diffuser. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Already have control over lobby, and Tibana is going to open up both of the hatches. With that already used all 3 of her X-Kairos charges.
straight in and under control. The defensive team now not ready at all. The garage wall is opened up. Cactus survives it and gets to the white van for a bit longer, but Pengu would quickly finish him off afterwards from up and above.
Recovered the bomb diffuser.
That big hole he made earlier on.
The attacker's bomb
DavE
diffuser
eSports,
has
I
been
get the
dropped.
feeling, do not want to play much longer. They are so fast and so aggressive right now and pick up 2 more quick kills. Pengu with both of them taking down Kendrew and Tangy as they tried to push into them in the bathroom. Last 2 defenders now, Meads and Tank downstairs. Zach's planting at the white van. Doki pushed in before him, is holding the kitchen push. Meads does have that echo drone but can't use it. Peeks out, sees Dearly Die, has to peek a second time to kill him. Gets another one onto Pengu though.
No.
It's being pushed from behind. Doki was trying for the knife but gets to fall his himself. Meads now with no health to play with, has to get the ace to secure this round. Switches out for a echo drone. Looks the one over by the kitchen. Refires it, sees it, won't get the shot as Feral sprays him back through the wall for round number 3 to DavE eSports.
What an attacking round. Pengu managing to get that 3k. Meets with a nice try and more or less a little bit lucky there on the knife against the IQ. However, we will already have a 3-0 lead for DavE eSports. So as you said, they seem not to willing to play any longer. They just want to finish it on this 3rd map in a quick 6-0 again.
They seem to realize the method of playing a very spread out roam game. They sent Tangy all the way down to the visa office last time when they were defending upstairs. They sent him all the way to the basement. They seem to know that if they go in quickly, they can just overwhelm the few players that are left on site by method and then turn around and kill the players from the roamers as they try and retake it. And it's working out really nice for them.
Yep, totally. It just worked. Pengu getting an early kill, and all of a sudden happens to get 2 more kills, and with that they're in a 2 versus 5 or in a 5 versus 2 if you look from the attacking side, and yeah, they just were able to finish the round.
10 seconds left before insertion.
So, as we are sitting on a 3-0 scoreline, DavE eSports looking to bring it up to 4-0. They did, of course, win the last match 6-0. They're going to probably look forward to do that again as they spawn in from the old gas station this time around. 1 player, it is Pengu once again, heads towards the front door, punches his way in. There's a couple of Legion mines in there, and Legion was upstairs, but not sure if he's still hanging around. It doesn't look like he is, and Pengu's drone will more or less confirm that before he gets stuck at the back of the room.
DavE eSports already having opened up the garage yet again. Kendrew this time playing in the lobby. He spots Pengu. So he's being contested this time, actually, trying to enter the piano room. However, Kendrew needs to rotate away to answer his phone.
They're planting already inside the garage door, right by the white van. He does get stopped over by the echo drone. Tangy gets the first kill of the round onto Zach this time. Cactus with the double C4 stops the planter and the man that was covering him. And finally, Method looks like they have found out how to stop this rush. Still, however, got Doki and Pengu on the board. Pengu coming in from behind, crouching in through the kitchen, through the barbed wire. The man in security wasn't aware of it. Knifes him down, peeks out and gets the man of pipes. That's 2. Going out nicely for Pengu. Looks a man in one white van, gets him, switches the yellow stairs. He knows that's where they're going to come from. And he was ready for it. Pengu has control of this site now. The hatch to the top is not open. Takes out the, well, misses the moot jammer, but he knows it's there. The diffuser's the white van. He knows it and they know
Attackers
it.
have recovered their
He picks
diffuser.
up the diffuser, switches back towards the white van, looking to plant it. They've come down spiral behind him. Is he aware of it? He's got an idea. He's on camera and now he knows. Peeks in towards security, tags up 1, but does get peeked from the kitchen door by Kendrew, and somehow Method managed to save that one from the clutches of defeat. But Pengu very nearly did what it took.
Nice try by Pengu, however, and what a legend for waiting on the echo to get out of his drone before knifing him down. However, wasn't quite able to finish that 1v5 in his team's favor. Pengu already being on a 9-3 kill and death ratio so far, so he's definitely putting in the work on this map. However, that's the first round win for Method in the same time.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to say, other than Pengu's nice clutch attempt, it looked a little bit too aggressive from DavE eSports this time. They were planting after just 50 seconds, and
That I think is the main reason
that
that the Method won that round, to be fair, is because of the speed that DavE tried to rush it in and rush the plant in. they should have gone rushing in for kills instead and maybe come out of it, but they tried to stick to the plant. That immediately takes a gun out of the picture. That immediately makes their position predictable, and that allowed them to be opened up as C4s instead. If they'd have just rushed in through that smoke and gone for kills, this could be a 4-0 scoreline right now.
However, Echo, of course, being a great asset to that defense to deny the plan in the first place. So we will head into round number 5, the last of this halftime. In fact, we'll have Method trying to defend the top floor yet again. They were unable to do so 2 times now. So let's see how they do on the 3rd attempt.
And final attempt indeed, you say. So as they push forward then out of the garage spawn, Carol looks up towards the spawn peaks. There's no one there though. And they are staying pretty much static for now on the defenders inside. Pengu's heading up towards the connector window, but waiting before he makes his position known. First few shots are rattling into a window and dealing damage to enough to kill Meads as Ash gets the kill. Doki was the man. He tried to jump out looking at it and will fall. That's a camera hack if they want to do it. Pengu's watching the piano jump out in case anyone tries to get the repellers on B windows there. Looks like there's 3 attackers repelled on the B window. The 11 punches still hadn't been done on this castle barricade. Now they are, so they can crack that open when the repels come in. And this time the run-out's in the right spot. Tangy takes Pengu down from the front door instead of the piano. Phones are ringing in. They've gone on inside through the window, but as the peek from the stairs is there, Dealey dies there to answer it. Kendrew takes down Doki. He tries to push the connector. Kendrew's got a shotgun out for the second one, and that will be the diffuser down. He's now getting caught from one side as Castle pushes up the yellow stairs, and Cactus is the man to finish off Feral. Dealey Diet is on his own at the B window against 3 now. It does look like the rush-in strategy that DavE had tried to opt for in their previous rounds has finally stopped working. And now in a 3v1, Dearly Diet has to clutch this out. But thanks to their speed and thanks to the aggression, he still has a lot of time left in this round to possibly do it.
Definitely, as you say. However, DavE eSports looking way too aggressive on this one as well. So Dirty now on the roof, trying to spot any defenders that might get over aggressive. Now tends to rappel in or next, yeah, he's going to hot breach into the yellow stairs. However, his charge gets denied by one of the defenders, the smoke I want to say.
Yeah, maybe it was the castle, but yeah, one of the two, you're right. Just denies it from a long angle. He's unsure. He's still got a minute. He goes all the way towards one end, switches up, not sure. Towards A. Going to go in towards the printer office instead. And will get himself in. Question is what happens when he's in. Here we go. Hot breach is through. They'll have heard that, no doubt. Tangy's at the straight desk. The spray is there. Tangy misses, but Dillydie looks for him. Takes more damage, but no real wounds to be inflicted. Didn't deal anything back to Tangy either. Did 8 seconds on the clock. Starts to punch his way through the barbed wire. One in the connector from the long angle. Pulls out the Legion mine. He knows Tyler's in there to his right-hand side. Sprays at a distance. They know exactly where it is coming from. Looks on the long range again. Gets on in, looks for Tangy D. Does get that one, but Kendrew's there to trade it back. And it will be another round for Method, sealing this half at 3-2.
Way more tight halftime score as I've expected going into this map. 3-2 is actually
Could be
not
the
too
beginnings
bad.
of a Method comeback.
Looking for Method. Method actually coming back due to DavE eSports being way too aggressive over the last 2 rounds, I want to say. They tried their aggressive rush thing again, however they failed yet again. I kind of want to say due to Kendrew's great smoke play. He smoked out, he used his SMG and his shotgun, he got 2 frags, I think. Yeah, it just didn't work out for them anymore. Method seems way more prepared for that aggression. So DavE eSports definitely need to change that up. However, they will not have another attacking round, at least before overtime. So we will have the first defensive round for DavE in Garage.
No. Let's see how their attack shapes up. Once again, they're bringing the Capital on Tangy D. He does love that off. He definitely has its uses. We haven't seen him be completely overwhelmingly impactful in previous rounds so far, but he's definitely not been one to ignore. And we'll see if he can make more of a mark here. There's a couple more spots that Capital's Firebolts can really make an impact at on this defense or for the basement. So if he gets himself into the right position, he can make or break the round. But the problem they've been having recently, and the problem they're going to continue to have on this round, I think, is DavE eSports' aggression is going to stop him getting there before anything happens.
And the first Glass appearance on Cactus in this matchup as well. After having Glass being banned, I think, on one of the maps.
Yep, he was banned on the first 2 maps. It's
Yeah,
the
he
first one he's not
yep.
been. Blackbeard was banned in his place. So we'll see whether Cactus can show us why exactly it was they were focusing on banning him out.
A lot of utility as well being used in the lobby and piano room. Our Method opting to take all the way from the top floor first, which actually a pretty good call if you manage to do so in time. Cactus now trying to define any defenders that possibly could play in the top floor, but I don't think there are any right now.
No, they're being very slow and pedantic about their push, making sure they've got every corner covered. They know how DavE like to play. Ferrell's rocking the shotgun on Ella in that bathroom, looking to surprise the Hibana that's going to come in to try and breach it.
Melon definitely will
Whether it
like
works.
that Ella
Yes,
play.
Melon will like that. Let's see whether he can do it or not. Pengu up on the fridge, then inside the kitchen will have hide from that breach spot. Ferrell's still in the bathroom. Kendrew back to Journey. 2 mute jammers in there to make sure they cannot find Ferrell. There we go. Kendrew's moving towards the bathroom door now. See if he can get on in. Looking to potentially breach the hatch. No, he moved back. The man can't make his mind up. Definitely. Or maybe they know something's fishy because of the double mute jammers in there. He's very unsure about going in. Cactus is now watching the door from outside.
Already 2 minutes almost passed, and not a whole lot of control for Method. They now just started to open up the floorboard in piano. Mead's now going to open up that garage. However, Dearly is trying to deny that. Zach having the first frag onto Tangy, so that's the only destructor actually off the board, the sledge off the board.
A hatch has been opened now for Ferrell so that he can rotate down and out of there. Kendrew still does not want to go any near it. Takes down one of the mute jammers. Still can't get in there though, as there's a second one. Tank Ninja's actually on the Capital. My name is Zach's coming on around. Was dropped down by Kendrew. Capital now firebolting close or thinking about it to stop the bandit, but he's no longer there. Smoke grenades go out to try and seal out most of the map. Meads is planted by the way van. Pengu takes down Tank, but then the C4 from Dearly takes out Meads. Cactus gets it 1 onto Pengu after the C4, after the peak, but it's not enough. Cactus pushes by the white van, gets around behind it, does find the bandit, takes down Dearly Dive, but the Kendrew will finish off into Toki as well. Ferrell now has dropped through the hatch, and it is 1v2. Kendrew down at the back of the white van. The diffuser is at the front. Ferrell's just sitting on it, and yeah.
Oh! Oh no! Kendrew in the last possible second of the round
Pre-fires it.
Pre-fired the position, and Ferrell, being a little bit unlucky, just gets his head chopped off in the last and worst possible timing.
Ferrell heard him jump off the edge and figured he must have been rushing the front of the van. Instead, he vaulted up and pre-fired around the corner. Perfectly played by Kendrew, and with milliseconds on the clock, gets us into a 3-3 round.
Actually, a little bit of clarification. When the clock shows 0, we do have a full last second, actually. And in that last second, he managed to get the kill, actually tying the scoreboard, or the score line, 3-3.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
So this
as
is
many
looking
bombs
way
as they
more
can.
balanced than it has been before. Ferrell yet again on that Ella with the shotgun. They are trying to do that exact same thing. They've almost got it. However, they lost, a little bit unfortunate. So let's see if they can manage to actually win this round in their favor this time.
So, Method still in the game. Having that one successful defense, attack. Definitely waking them back up.
10 seconds to insertion.
They are
5 seconds
forcing the defenders back down again. I do really like the fact they didn't try and push into that bathroom where Ferrell was hiding with the yellow shotgun. They knew something fishy was up. They knew he must have been doing something funky, because 2 mute jammers in there is such a strange place to put them. And yeah, they were right to do so. He stayed alive. They all stayed alive. They waited and forced him to be a null factor in that round almost anyway. So it's good now to see how this shapes up. This round, they're not going so far towards the top floor, as they realize that's not how DavE eSports have been playing their defenses here. They've been playing them a little bit more centralized. As we do get a quick peek from My Name is Zach though on Tank through that front door as he just strays across through the lobby. Misses the drone, but we'll get the next one as Kendrew comes in, but it's cut to pieces by Tangy from either side now as he follows him straight through the same window. But the numbers advantage is still there now in favor of the defense.
4 versus 3, as you've just said. They opted not to take the top floor this time, which actually is a pretty good idea if you know the top floor is going to be clear, or if you're at least sure it's going to be clear. But this time didn't quite work out a whole lot for them, having lost 2 players to just trade a Jaeger, and losing your Hibana for a Jaeger. It's not the best trade, I want to say.
No, not when the hatches still need to be opened up. So we'll see if they can make this work without the Hibana, but as you say, it's definitely a tough one. Free fire through the wall from Tangy, heads towards the white van to try and clear out that location, and while there's no one there, now they are sure. They do manage to sledge open a couple of hatches in Visa so they can get down there from that direction, but they're not the really important ones. Feral once again is hiding inside the bathroom, but of course can pop that hatch and chop down when he needs to. And now here they come. As a 3-man, Method are all pushing down the back staircase, sticking together, making sure they can trade back and forth if they need to.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
1 minute left, Meats and Tangy now trying to focus on the A bomb side. Don't spot anybody just yet. Doki playing behind that bomb. The first smoke grenade's getting popped. Doki unfortunately misses the shots onto Tangy, and Tangy with the SMG gets 1 onto Doki. That's a 3 versus 3 now. We have Feral now starting his flank momentarily.
Cactus gets in behind Dearly Die though and picks off that kill. It's back now to the man advantage for the attackers. Camera's still up, sits on top of Pengu. Feral's dropped down there with him, but at this range he's opting to use the pistol instead of the shotgun, of course. The attackers have gained control of the kitchen area and the security spot. Pengu's playing in a weird spot. Will peek around at a close corner, takes down Meats. They are back into 2v2. 20 seconds to go. Remember, the attackers have to plant. Pistols being shot by Feral from deep in. Cactus though takes down Pengu. It's now about all onto Feral, and he can't do it as Tangy D picks off the shot at range with an ACOG against that pistol to give Method the lead for the first time in this map.
What a comeback so far, and I want to say, is it actually all of those rounds in a row for Method so far? No, it's not.
Not quite, but yeah, it's definitely been a good run recently for them.
Yep. So the first lead for Method on console, as Panky just stated, will give Penta another chance for defense. They could tie the score 4-4. I'm not quite sure what objective they're going for. They will go for Garage Cafeteria yet again. So that's the 3rd time in a row they're trying to defend that, having lost 2 times before.
They've been getting closer to succeeding both attempts though, so they're definitely going to still have some confidence on holding it.
Located by
Pretty
attackers.
similar setup, however, this time we will see Doki on the mirror yet again. They did not have a mirror the last time they were trying to defend it. Feral yet again on his Ella, I believe with the shotgun, but I'm not quite sure yet. On the attacking side of things, we will not have a Hibana this time. And we're opting to go for the Ash.
10 seconds remaining.
That's an interesting call not to take the Hibana.
5 seconds to go.
But I think they're kind of
They
expecting
didn't need it in
Feral
the last
to
attack,
not
to be fair.
Attackers have
And if they're going to go
recovered
through the
Yeah.
garage door instead with Meads, perhaps they decide to ignore the hatches. They know roughly where everyone on the defensive side sits within the site, and they know if they get control of the garage door open with a Glaz that's performing as well as Cactus is, they can perhaps pin all those players in those spots without the need for the hatches. We'll see. They are currently running on upstairs, and Cactus takes down the first kill of the round onto Zach again. Zach's Jaeger has been running around up there at the start of each of these rounds, being a bit of a nuisance since round 1. But Cactus has decided to put a stop to that very early in this one.
So a great start from Method. We will have Feral not with a shotgun right now. I'm sorry, Melon, but still in the same position in the bathroom. He was actually pretty good in trying to deny the bathroom, however it rotated down. So there's nobody actually contesting the bathroom right now. They also do not have a mute to deny that intel, so the attackers will know if they don't already do. Cactus now being in the lobby together with his maze. We have Dearly and Feral. They might want to go for a flank there. I'm not quite sure. Pengu's also joining them, so that's a 3 people flank right now. So just looking into that west corridor, waiting for any potential jump-ins from the attackers. Eater in the meantime opens up both of the garage panels with his exothermic charges. And half of the round has
Very
passed
close
already.
to the white van. Holding firm on these spots. Pengu does now fall back. Dearly Die coming down the yellow stairs now. As is out on distance once again, looking towards the yellow pipes and stairs. Starting to make holes in piano now. Dearly Die, if he times it right, can come down and punish that sledge. No one's there to look after him. Pengu's going to come up and help him with it. Pengu takes down Dearly Die, not realizing that the flank was going to come through. That gives his position away, and Kendrew will find Feral. Meanwhile, Pengu actually gets away with the kill on Tangy. I thought Tangy would have known Pengu was there, but no, he was not. And Pengu makes up for the kill on Dearly Die by taking out 2 in the process. Kendrew will also fall. Doki and Pengu the last 2. The diffuser's going down at the white van. Pengu with a quick flick at the last bullet to take out Meads before he gets into cover, and it's now a 2v2. Doki is still holding his C4 here behind this white van. Up and above, Pengu firing down through the hole. The last bullet is very close to revealing him. Pengu's pushing aggressively towards the white van. Sorry, Doki pushing aggressively towards the white van. Pengu's fireball, not enough to stop him. Back towards the door. Cactus will fall to Pengu. He's only looking for the one more in this round now. Tank is repositioned towards the white van itself. Doki is right up close to him, and he will begin the pre-fire, but the peek comes out from Pengu, and it's the ace.
16 and 6 so far. Pengu absolutely nuts on Consulate. And what an ace from him. Absolutely, definitely making up for that team kill onto Dearly there. And we will have 4-4 heading into round number 9. So this is way more balanced between the teams in terms of the scoreline so far than I've expected it to be. Cactus also pretty strong on 10 and 5 so far. So Cactus and Pengu definitely putting a lot of work into it fragging wise.
Doing everything he can to secure this game back into DavE eSports' name. Here's Pengu.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
DavE trying to defend that top floor now after having had to defend the basement 3 times in a row. Or was it 4 times?
3 times, I do
3
believe.
times, and they won 1 of that.
Yeah. That last one there being the first and only one they've won. Now they're going upstairs. It's going to be a different attack. It's going to be all change for Method, who has switched off for the Thermite to bring that Hibana back into the mix. See how they choose to use her upstairs. There's not too many spots where she has to be used, but still a few options where she can be utilized. But her firepower is still fantastic, just with the weapon on its own. The final moments of defense are set up then by the defending DavE eSports, and they now are under pressure. Oh, Meads has got breach charge instead of claymores. Looks like that may be a slight mistake on his part, but they do have another claymore to put there instead. Tank Ninja just puts it down before starting to rappel up the white stairs himself.
So some drone work from Kendrew and Tank there. We do have Zach contesting the admin office. He has an ADS placed there, however there's no attacker contesting that position right now since they're all located on the northwest or west side of the building so far. Cactus doing the Blackbeard job with that glass, rappelling at the B windows. Now also decides to go for the drone. However, his drone gets denied instantly. Couldn't use it. Couldn't gather a whole lot of intel there. Pengu playing into the bathroom, actually trying to hold that yellow stairs. However, there's nobody on the yellow stairs just yet. We have Tank rappelling on the yellow stairs. So if they do want to rappel in, Pengu is in a good position to deny said rappel.
I don't know what Method's play is from here. As you say, a lot of it is a case of repelling in, but yeah. Pengu will catch them. Other players inside will catch them out. Dearly Die is underneath it. They need something else to happen here to give them an opportunity to safely repel in. Zach has moved out of the admin office, who's going to be underneath. They're continuing to drone. AD is trying to hold some of that rotate, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough.
Pengu still happens to play behind that mirror window, and Method, they don't look really sure what they want him to do. There's now 2 people trying to move up onto the yellow stairs. Tangy and that smoke grenade happens to get a lot of damage, actually. I think he was trapped in the barbed wire there. Now moving towards Piano, where Dearly and Zach are trying to contest the attackers. And there's just less than 1 minute left. This is looking really good for DavE eSports right now. Pengu happens to be really low, however.
Yeah, but he's keeping them pinned in that staircase. They can't come up the yellow stairs because of his smoke grenades. He does start to creep down to surprise them. They're expecting him to just continue throwing smokes. There's the jump out from Piano, and they line up for Dearly Die. Tank and Cactus both fall. Kendrew does get the trade onto Zach inside, looking for the Jaeger coming back in. He will get it. So 2 kills for Kendrew, but meanwhile the rest of his team have been cut to pieces, and he's 3 versus 1. We've seen 3 versus 1s in this game and in this specific matchup before. Can Kendrew do it? Jumps on outside because he's got to get the diffuser. He's got 20 seconds to go, and he's got to repel in. Pengu's waiting on the yellow stairs for him if he comes back this way. Inside the bomb site, there is a Feral behind the bomb. Kendrew's coming up. Pengu's waiting for it. There it is, and match point goes over to DavE eSports.
Pengu with 19 kills already, so yet another 3k for him in this round. There were countless many 3Ks for Pengu already in this entire matchup, and as you've just said, we will have DavE eSports on the match point for this best of 3, and it's yet another defensive round for them. And I kind of want to say they want to pick lobby now. They weren't as successful on Garage, and they can't pick the top floor. So what will they do? Kind of looks like they're going for Garage Cafeteria yet again, so this could potentially go into overtime. Method having won 2 attacking rounds onto the Garage already. In the last defensive round, DavE, Pengu I want to say, managed to pull off that great ace. Does manage to secure that defensive round. So let's see where this round goes.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Now, while we've seen a few successful attacks on here from Method, they've also started to crumble now as their attacks have been figured out by DavE eSports, or rather been figured out by Pengu, who has started to single-handedly dismantle the Method pushes. So it's now a case of finding out if the Method can shut him down. They have no issues getting to deal with anyone else. They have no issues stopping the rest of the team, but they cannot deal with Pengu, and that is single-handedly stopping them right now.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Quick update on the Hibana. People in chat are actually right. Hibana does not have a Claymore anymore. So there's no Claymore for Hibana to pick. However, she could have picked the flashbangs.
She could have.
So back to round number 10. We have Cactus yet again on glass on that same exact position. Last time he managed to get an early frag onto Zach, so that's not going to happen again. I'm sure Zach's not going to play this spot again and just get picked off by the glass.
Glass push starts to spray a couple of the predictable spots and open the walls up a bit as well. No one there though. Zach is staying more unpredictable, more out of the way this time, up with Doki here by admin office on the top floor for now, but they can rotate down very quickly, as is the layout of this map. So when they are ready to come back to the site and ready to join in with the rest of the team, they will be there in no time at all. There we go. Tangy D makes his way in towards the yellow stairs, looks towards below him and Piano. Farrell's back in the bathroom with the shotgun again, but Tangy's ready for Kendrew's push. They are unsure of, but aware of someone playing in the bathroom because he's peeking out. The Ash Charge will open the wall behind him. He ducks in the corner, begins shotgun spray, but will ultimately fall to Kendrew, who times his push right. It's a full flashbang is in effect. They do not have control of Piano, and they have taken out a couple of concussion mines on their way into it, but they don't know there are 2 players above them. Kendrew actually took a fair bit of damage in that push despite the flashbang as well, though, so he needs to be careful to not get one-tapped by someone from a distance.
If there's a map that should go in overtime, then it's definitely this one. Pretty close team so far. And Zach just in the lobby right now. I'm not sure if he sees the Capitao outside. However, manages to get a double kill onto Tangy D and Tank. So that's the Sledge and the Capitao off the board. A little bit of miscommunication between the two.
No, that was just pure fantastic play from Zach. I think he sneaks into the lobby. Yes, maybe it was poorly covered by the Capitao, but he knew the Capitao was going to be there. Capitao did his job. It's like, okay, he's snuck in, he's killed the player that's inside. Peek out for the trade kill, but Zach just knew exactly where he was going to be. He was ready for it. He flicked up and won the aim battle. So, yeah, slight mispositioning from Capital to begin with, but even after that first guy died, he stepped up to do what his job meant to be, and then fell instead. Cactus, though, gets the kill onto Dearly Die to even the numbers back out. Health is still with the attacking team, though, defending team, because Kendra is low, hiding in this bathroom. Bandit comes down, and Kendra finds him. Doki will fall. Pengu with Zach now alone in the site, just the two of them.
15 seconds.
Plant is underway over by the black car. Pengu goes thinking it's a white van, and Cactus will kill him. Zach falls as Kendra drops, and we will head to overtime.
What a map of Consulate so far. 5 rounds for each of the teams. So that means we will head into overtime, and it's the first overtime of this Playday so far, I want to say.
It is, and already very long Playday.
Yeah, it's a long Playday. It will be an infinite overtime, meaning you have to win 2 consecutive rounds. So the first score to win would be 7-5 for either of the teams. And if it's going to be 6-6, we will just head into another round of overtime, and so on and so forth. So for overtime, we will have DavE in in defense.
Attackers need to locate and
of course,
defuse
that is
bombs.
being random, so they just continue with being defenders, and they opt to go for the top floor, and they won that the last time. And Method, the last time they were attacking that, looked pretty unsure what they're actually trying to do.
Yeah,
Bomb located
it
by
was
attackers.
4-1, I believe, on the attack, on the defensive side here for DavE when they held upstairs for the first half. If they can pull that off again, then that's all they need. 2 of those 4 rounds in a row gives them the win. Method need to remember what it is they did to get that 1 attack win, and see if they can bring that out again. So
Attackers recovered the
here
bomb
it comes. Minute on the clock, 3 minutes on the clock, and Method begin their move towards the building.
Ooh, Cactus with yet another opening frag, this time onto Dearly Die, so that's the mirror of the board. She was kind of peeking outside of, or she was actually peeking.
Yeah, she's peeking outside the admin window.
Attackers recovered
It's
the
aggression from DavE eSports. Now he's down to 5v4 for the rest of his team. Let's see if they can hold firm. I think he's still doing a few last-minute setups inside. Mirror, of course, she's great. She has a C4, but the windows are already placed, so the rest of her team can at least use those. But they are now falling back to a slightly more safe position, being that man down. And Method are being far more careful about their approach.
Drone will be shot instantly by Feral, so there's not a lot of utility Kendra gets out of his drone. Feral will be flashed, gets assisted by Doki though. There's actual a grenade this time, and another drone, which will be denied instantly, I guess. Flashbang onto the yellow stairs, manages to flash Feral again, and Cactus just misses the dog of Feral by a second.
Windows on B are being opened up, the roof being shot through then from Cactus, trying to find an angle towards the B door. It does look like the attack here from Method is starting to take shape. They know what they want to do, they know where they need to go. They've got the right angles being held, but they're not quite ready to push it in.
Tangy just holding an angle into the cabinet there. There's nobody playing. There's just Tangy behind the B bomb, so Tangy won't spot anybody just yet. Tang and Tangy now both decide not to rappel there anymore and rotate away. Kendra being all on his own in the admin office right now, moving towards the Visa stairs, gets trapped in Legion Mine, so Zach knows approximately his position. Manages to pull out the Legion and continues his assault towards the A bomb site. Tangy's not
Opens up the door to A. 50 seconds on the clock, so here comes the push now. Cactus is starting to go mad. You can see it towards Pengu from inside the admin office. Pengu's low. Kendra peeks down the staircase. The smoke grenade will go off before he can shoot it though. 38 seconds on the clock now. More pre-fire down the middle corridor goes. Zach picks up the kill onto Tank as the first one for the defense. They do lose, of course, nothing as they are 4v4. They do lose their Capital box, I suppose. Meads gets one back onto Zach before a quick trade from Pengu onto Kendra, evens the numbers out again. Pengu still, of course, holding inside the site. Feral falls to Cactus, and Pengu falls to Cactus before Doki will trade him back, leaving Doki alone against 2. 13 seconds, the diffuser's down in the staircase. Doki steps one out, looks for one, downs him, looks for the second one. It's now 1v1 inside the straight desk. Doki with a clutch onto Meads and Tangy D. secures the first round into overtime for DavE eSports.
What a clutch by Doki. Well, individual play. That's all. Just outplayed the two attackers there. Cactus also on 15 kills already. Had a nice double kill going into the A-bomb side, but it's not just enough. DavE now on match point yet again. And DavE
Cactus
has
and
to
Kendra doing everything they can in this round.
Yep.
15 and 7 and 13 and 7.
Who was the bottom of the scoreboard on Method there?
Tank Ninjas.
Tank Ninjas. Unfortunate. He can't quite capitalize on his Capitao so far. He died in every round and just managed to get off one kill, and his firebolts and smoke grenades
Attackers
were
need to
as
locate and
useful
defuse bombs.
either so far. It's probably worth a thought, maybe switching him off of Capitao. Okay, right now it's too late, but hasn't had a whole lot of success with Capitao so far.
Bomb located by
Yeah, I
attackers.
don't really think the operator's the issue, though, to be fair. He's just been dying and being picked off from flanks and odd positions, which would have happened no matter which operator he was on. So we'll see if he can change it up in this round. Remember, Method need to win this to stay alive. This goes to DavE eSports. That's it. We're done. Method win it. We have to win. Well,
Attackers recovered
we reset the
bomb.
overtime. They have to win 2 more in a row.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
And it is close. We finally have a game on our hands as the attack starts to come on in now. DavE eSports spawning 1 player in Cactus, this admin side. Doki's hiding by the door. He can keep the barrel of his gun hidden. It's there, but oh, he saw the foot. He was on a drone from early on. Cactus picks him out. Doki clutching the last round, will not be doing a similar thing again now. Cactus takes him off the board very early on.
Cactus with yet another opening frag. He's getting the most opening frags so far for Method, I want to say. He's
Feels like it.
always there with the glass and gets the first frag for his team. So let's
That's
see if
it. They
can
did exactly that
capitalize
last
on
round, and yet they still lost the round at the end of it, despite having that opening kill from Cactus very early on. He does drone out that Bandit inside admin now, but Bandit will, of course, move on very quickly. The rest of his team are pushing quickly through towards the other side of the map. Grenade from Tangy's going up towards the back corner. Won't touch the Bandit that's hiding in that room. He is still prone in the corner. Ups to run away as the shots come rattling in from Tank Ninjas, but it's still not close. Tags him again from the rappel. More grenades coming in from Tangy D. Bandit ups and runs away, and Zach makes it out alive to rotate around and come back from another angle. Capitao has burnt one of his firebolts and is back on the other window. Tank's going in underneath it now. Tangy D's repelling on the window as he is now lacking grenades.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
half of the round gone. And Method, I don't know. They yet again, okay, I have to point out, totally forgot, this is the first time we do see a lobby defense, to be honest. I don't think if we pointed that out yet.
No, that's a good point. I think you're right. But here comes the push then from Method as they do send 2 men through admin, 1 either side. Zach's holding the vending machines as best he can. He does flick towards Tank, but doesn't get the killing blow. Tank, however, will fall to Pengu before Pengu falls back down to Kendrew. There's the trades we need to see from Method, and it puts them in the 4v2 lead. Cactus now starts to tag in towards Feral as well. Feral will die to Tangy D, and it now leaves Dearly Die alone to try and end this game right here. Tangy falls to Dearly Die upstairs. He punches a window up top, looks out towards the front door, but there's nobody there. Here's 1v3, but the plant's going down inside the front circle desk. Dearly Die tries to fire through the floor onto Meads, does force him to move, but doesn't do any damage. He wasn't the planter. There is the plant successfully on. So Meads again still sprays down through the floor, but Meads just walks away from it. At least he knows he's forced him out of piano. Drops down the backside into the barbed wire. Meads starts to spray towards his feet, sees him coming down the yellow stairs. Dearly Die moves on in, but Meads will get the kill and forces to another set of overtime.
Method, they actually pretty well executed this round this time. Whenever they started their push, as you've said, the trades were on point. They traded each other, putting them on those 4-2 lead, and then just managed to win the 3 versus 1 this time against DavE. And yeah, as you said, this is the next set of overtime. Pengu already on 21 kills. Cactus and Kendra also putting in a lot of work fragging wise for their teams. So we will have Method in defense now, and they're trying to defend Garage Cafeteria.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
We do
can.
have the Echo the last time, and the last defense from Method on Garage, actually, they won that actually because of a lot of aggression from DavE. They had the Echo denying the plant first, and then a nice double C4 from Cactus or Tendro, I'm not quite sure. And they were able to win that round like this.
They do head on down. Method's defense then, I remember, was crumbled by DavE's hardcore aggression in the early couple of rounds. But DavE's aggression was quickly
10 seconds
figured
to
out,
go.
countered, and stopped by Method for their last few defensive rounds.
5 seconds
As a
left
result,
before
which method do we see here? Do we see the team that is coordinated and awake
Attackers
and
recover
ready
the
to
bomb
deal with
diffuser.
the aggression that
Attackers are
DavE sent
moving
their
out to
way?
locate a
Or are
bomb
we
and
going to see a team that's asleep and that crumble when they first get run at and sprinted at by by DavE eSports?
That's a question.
Attackers
The
dropped
answer
the
we will find
diffuser.
out.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Indeed. So it does look like DavE are already going a little bit slower.
They're definitely not going for the exact same aggression they used to go. However, it looks like Zach's already opening up the garage panel just right now. They do not have a bandit to deny that. Tangy D peeks around, finds one onto Feral, so that's a Dokkaebi off the board. No calls being used, I believe. So that's a little bit of utility wasted for the attackers. Now 45 seconds passed. They do, however, have opened up the garage.
A Dokkaebi call is something that DavE rely on a lot to get information and to control the defenders in sight. So it is a very important kill for Tangy to get. Good job by him. Drones start to come inside the site and Meads picks it off through the wall and through the mirror window, but looking for the next players to come on around now. Tangy's back upstairs. The rest of DavE eSports are holding around the garage door for the majority of their push here. Looks like they're going to try and pile on into the white van again. They fell down to C4 here from before. They do go on through. Grenade heads up towards the kitchen. Doesn't do any serious damage. No one on the defense is taking damage right now, but the attackers are inside. They're droning on through. The Echo drone's looking up for the thermite. He does try and pull that Legion mine out of his leg, but gets shot down by Cactus in the process. Dilly Die takes down Tangy upstairs. Tank takes down Dilly Die in return, though. 2 attackers left alive. Pengu's one of them, and he takes down Kendrew. Doki's the other one. It's 2v3 now, and things have slowed down for a moment.
You know,
1 minute
trying
11.
to find
Echo
somebody.
drone trying to stop Doki throwing that grenade on in. He's looking for another opportunity or another angle onto someone. Flashbangs coming on through from Havana towards the yellow stairs. Meads is sitting inside the security office with an angle towards it, but can't land the kill onto Pengu.
Tankara finds another one onto Doki, leaving Penguin in 1 versus 3. He won some of them already. Has to fight a Mirror, an Echo, and a Mute. However, they're all pretty good on health just yet.
But he's done it before.
He's done it before. I'm not going to count Pengu out just yet. He's now slowly moving towards the A bomb site.
Attackers have
Spots the head
located a
of
bomb.
Cactus, however, is unable to secure the frag just yet. 25 seconds left. He does not have the diffuser in hands. Peeks around the corner. Tank, however, secures the frag onto Pengu, and that's actually Method back onto match point with a 7-6 scoreline. This matchup is really, really close so far between both of the teams, so DavE eSports could easily win
Now,
that
yeah.
next round.
It didn't start so, but now it's become so. It was a very clear lead for DavE eSports to start the series, but it has started to close the gap here in these last couple of rounds, and now it is, as you say, very, very tight. Method going back onto defense. Console office meeting room is their current choice, but there's still a chance for that to change if they wish, but it is the site that they've been using for the majority of this game, bar the basement itself, and will be where they end up.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being used by attackers.
Medic's PC has decided it is time for something different, and it's going to liven this round up a little bit.
But that's just a spectating bug, I think.
It is, I believe, a spectating
So it's
event.
not affecting the players by any means. It's just
No.
affecting us right now. Looks like we did some drugs there.
Let's put an episode. Flashing light warning in chat. This is going to be a moment. As it's all coming straight out of Pengu
10
from
seconds.
or Pengu's drone at this point. So
Yep.
clearly, his score has broken
5 seconds.
broken the game.
Oh god, we can't see anything.
We'll try and watch this
Attackers
round as
recovered
best
the
we
diffuser.
can, but
Attackers are moving out to locate
it's going to be a
bomb.
challenge. So, as long as you stay in a player's perspective, I think is probably the best way to handle it. The top down will only increase the chances.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Pengu repelling up to the A balcony as best he can. Yeah, it is. And we will continue to
We'll give
follow
our
their
best.
attack through admin. Yep. Kendrick playing close to the A balcony. Here's the repel. I'm sign out for it, but it's not going to happen. Pengu is ready for it, watching for it, was repelling all the way up and past and picks off the first kill of the round. Method, who are on match point, don't need to make these mistakes, don't need to make these aggressive plays, especially on your smoke. Potentially throwing away an early round. Cactus, though, does trade it back by taking Doki down quickly and taking away the Ash, so they are back to a 4v4. One call has been used here by Dokubi, no real follow-up for it. Echo drone towards the vending machines is causing a bit of a nuisance to Dokubi herself. And she's going to continue to potentially push into A while
Attackers have recovered the
Twitch
diffuser.
and Pengu
Attackers
are
dropped the
repelling
diffuser.
above the windows. Twitch drone sees him in behind the A bomb, will zap him a bit, but he's not going to move. Does zap towards the vending machines again as best he can, trying to keep these two players pinned in. Feral rushes in though and takes down Tank. Meads now has to come off of his drone as Feral gets a second one onto Tangy D and a third one onto Cactus. Feral now looking for the last man in Meads to force us to yet another round of overtime. He will punch his way out from the B site, takes down Dearly Die. Pengu's repelling on the A window. The plant is going on through. Pengu has to go back up to reload. This means his chance to cross on over. Zach's hunting him though. He's straight there at the circle desk. He falls down the hatch. Actually, gives him another opportunity. Feral inside admin, looking for a peek. Does flick the wrong way at the right moment. More damage comes on in, but ultimately Pengu will jump on through to finish Meads off and forces to another overtime round.
7-7 the scoreline that is, and as Panky already said, we will just head into another round of overtime, hopefully without that, what do you even call that, graphical issues. So let's see how that goes. We will have Method yet again on attack. They were in defense before, so that's they're on attack again. And just to point it out, Panku on 24 and Cactus on 18. Kendra also hitting the double digits already.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bomb.
Looks like the graphical
It's still a thing, yeah.
still a thing, unfortunately, but of course we do not want to stop the players from playing if it does not affect them, and it's unfortunately at this point not affecting them. So we'll just give our best in continuing with those minor or major issues.
We can only apologise at this point, but yeah, we don't want to force a rehost on the players at this point because of a spectator bug. Not a lot we can do about that. Need to let them play, give them the best chance they can.
Attackers objective is to locate
Here
a bomb and
comes
defuse it.
the attack round from Method. So we look for another aggressive peek perhaps from Doki. It hasn't worked for them before as Cactus is...
Drone's ready.
Drone is up and in. Keeps an eye on the printer room. Sees the man inside admin. Not aware he's been droned now. Could repel in and surprise him. We'll see. Doesn't see anyone else nearby. Looks up towards the straight desk now as he sees one man coming in that direction. It is the mirror there that gets spotted out with the second drone. He pushes forward. Zach takes down Tank for the first kill of the round, heading over towards the defenders of DavE eSports. More and more pressure being put on the admin office as the grenades come on in. Zach, having picked off one kill, is not content and wants some more. Sprays onto the window and does get more in the shape of Tangy D. Two attackers down. 3 attackers down as Feral takes out Kendra as well, as now Meads and Cactus, the last 2 Method players alive. Still a minute 40 on the clock, and this is ultimately a very quick round for the defense so far, as Method are putting themselves in very familiar spots to go to down one at a time. Last looking to do the same thing again here on that same window.
We still have Feral on the docks. Actually, 5 versus 2. It's still a little bit more than 1 minute. We have Cactus and Meats, the Thermite, and the Glass in the spot to clutch that round for their team. However, it's a little bit unlikely that they will do so. Zach finds yet another one onto Cactus. Oh, it's not Zach, it's Doki. I'm sorry. Finds one onto Cactus, one onto Meats. Putting back DavE eSports yet again onto match point. 8-7 currently. This could be the round to end it all. However, if Method wins this set next round, we will have yet another set of overtime. So we will have DavE yet again on defense. They will go for Garage Cafeteria. We've had Method winning it. We've had DavE winning it. So this is going to be an interesting round. We do have a restart from our observers stream, I think.
Should do. Hasn't gone down on my end, but we'll see in a moment.
Should
Defenders,
be back
protect your
now.
bombs
Stream
from
back
being
up. Yep,
defused by
so
attackers.
we're all good to go in.
The issues, unfortunately, still.
Yeah, the issues unfortunately are a game thing, those OBS things, so we'll just have to deal with it. 8 rounds to 7 though. DavE eSports on defense once more. Back down to the basement this time. As they bring exactly the same. No, they're bringing a pulse on Doki instead of a Jaeger this time. Jaeger not really been a thing.
10 seconds left before insertion.
So, and it is, yeah, it's Garage. It's not a lobby.
5 seconds left.
So let's hope we can work with those issues in this round. It's the potential last round. Dirty going to set up a mirror window there momentarily. Yep, just going to place it now. Kendra already in this drone, trying to drone out the top floor. Cactus yet again on the glass. And it's definitely understandable why they banned out the glass on the previous 2 maps. I'm not quite sure why they didn't do so in this one.
That's true. Graphical glitch makes those reinforcements invisible, so those garage walls are reinforced. Yeah, can't see it. As we look for Pengu aggressively holding. Oh, he sees it but can't quite land the shot that's needed towards the Hibana running around outside the garage door. Would have been a very nice pick off to start this round for them, but as it is, not this time. Doki still running around upside in admin with that pulse, checking what's around him, checking what's nearby, looking for an opportunity to make his mark on this round. He's got the last 2 kills in the last round. Could ultimately seal the game if he does that again this time. Thermite coming in to try and plant his charge. Bandit will go up, but Kendra will take him out from the floor above through the floor and piano. Stops the bandit charge, disables the battery, and now he should be able to open this garage wall up with the lead and advantage heading over to Meth.
Feral's still with that LR shotgun, playing yet again in that bathroom, but there's nobody to contest him right now. Pangu finds a first frag for his team in this round onto Meats. That's yet another frag for Pangu. So that's tying out the
everything he can
night
to keep his team going here. The grenades come in towards him from yellow stairs. He takes a little bit of damage, but nothing serious. Sets it up to hold the door again. So obviously still got these 3 smoke charges, and if they should start to come in, he'll stop the plant as best he can.
A bomb has been located.
1 minute left for the attackers in a 4 versus 4. Pengu's going to use his first 2 smoke grenades. Still 1 left. Doki with the drop shot onto Tangy D. So DavE eSports currently the advantage.
Ricky came back, 3 players out in at the white van, pushing through here. The C4 has already been used by one. Tank will fall down to the second C4. Doki gets that kill. Kendra pushes forward, though, and gets Dearly Die. He's at the white van looking out for the next two. He sees one over by white van. It's Doki and he kills him. Camera, though, still spotting him. Pengu was still in that location. Kendra stands on up, can't get the kill. Pushing up closer now as Pengu looks around the back. Kendra gets the kill onto Pengu as well. Now it's all Feral above. You can see the planter trying to shotgun him. He does get him from above. 20 seconds to go now. It's Kendra with not a lot of health versus Feral. Feral has that shotgun in hand, but at this range, Kendra doesn't take much even from a shotgun. The plant is over by kitchen door. He can hear it. Peeks on through. There it is. Feral gives DavE eSports the round. Pengu finishes it with 25 kills. And what a game.
What a matchup indeed. 3 maps and a 9-7 victory in favor of DavE eSports. Wins them this matchup. 2-1.
Apologize for the graphical issues on the end of that round, but yeah.
So Pengu on 25 kills, Cactus as well on 18. What a matchup indeed.
What a finish as well. Feral coming back at the last seconds to clutch that on in from his position above with that Ella shotgun. Ultimately to seal the deal. Kendra tried to do everything he could that round 2, picking up 3 very important kills.